I'm not a smart man, but sometimes I outdo myself. My God. Oh, welcome back. Our thanks to Katie Christensen from earlier and from yesterday, getting double duty out of her. We appreciate that. We'll see her in sometime in October. Monte McNair wins the Executive of the Year. I was really, really excited about this. Not that I wasn't equally as excited for Mike Brown or our All-Stars or clutch player or any of the, spend a whole segment going over the awards we have. But this is because this one was De'Aaron Fox was 100% going to be clutch player, and Mike Brown was going to be 100% coach of the year. This was the one that was like, and I think Monty and his crew, and can we just say it once? When we say Monte McNair, we mean the whole front office.
Correct.
They to me, if you were going through the whole who's most responsible, well, it's a fun argument. It's like, how do you define MVP? It's one of those unwinnable arguments, but you can't argue against the fact that Monte McNair came in here and things were not great. And in 3 years, he has turned the Kings from bottom dweller, culture of losing, nobody wants to be here, to one of the coolest, if not the coolest story in the NBA this year. That's well done.
Yeah, I think he'll share in the conversation we have coming up just some of the things that maybe even surprised him. Like, he was really excited about Mike Brown, but he's like, you could argue we found the perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good coaches in the league, and Mike Brown's one of them, but he's like the perfect fit for this group, and impressed with what he was able to do. And then you think about Monty and the moves he's made, and again, more hits than misses. His kind of type of player that he drafts, like he has a type,
yes,
which has been fun to follow. Now, it might change this year, might be a little different when you're picking 24, but that type of player has produced success for him. And I think that's a good trademark, to get drafting correct, to get it right, and even move on from guys that you've drafted that you did like. I mean, he's done quite a bit in a short amount of time.
And, it's probably not another Tyrese Halliburton in the draft. It's funny because there's literally another Keegan Murray in this draft.
Almost, the guy looks just like him.
They even look alike,
yeah,
which is pretty crazy. We're, of course, referring to Chris Murray, Keegan's twin brother, which I think would be just such a fun story. Honestly, I really do. If Chris Murray is still available, and, the Kings are set to draft 24, I've seen Chris Murray going anywhere between 16 and 22. There's an opportunity there to trade the second round pick or, something minor and move up. How funny would that be next year? Going into the season, and eventually a couple years from now, you have Chris and Keegan Murray both starting at your 3 and 4.
That'd be pretty fun.
That would be, honestly. And then you put Fox and Monk in the backcourt. So you've got your Kentucky mates there. You have twin brothers there. And then, I don't know, Domas is just a guy.
Yeah.
But, Monty, as you said, he has a very specific type. He hasn't missed. The closest he's come to, and I'm using air quotes here, and missing, his worst draft pick has been Davion Mitchell. And I'm only saying that because he's got 3.
Right.
He has a guy who crushed when you think about this, he's had 3 first-round draft picks. His last one crushed the record for most threes as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
His first one's already an all-star.
Yeah.
Davion's the worst one, and this is a guy that played legit, except in Game 7, minutes.
Yeah.
In a playoff series.
Right.
That's his worst draft pick.
And is the best defensive player on the team.
Yes.
So he's done well.
There's a very specific role. So it kind of, and we talk about this a little bit when we speak to Monty, and you'll hear that here in a little bit. It's a little bit, there's different levels of difficulty. This is his first time picking that late in the draft.
Yeah.
He's always had lottery picks, and in a couple cases, mid to high lottery picks. This is a situation where he's going in, and you're picking in the mid 20s. So on one hand, less pressure. On the other hand, okay, you got to trying to find a diamond in not the rough, still a first round pick, but a diamond in the whatever.
Well, and there's been plenty of people that around that position that have become all-stars or Hall of Famers. You can find that player, can the Kings, and immediately when you're drafting that far down, you hope it's someone that could be in next year's rotation.
Yes.
I don't know the answer to that, but that's what you hope. I mean, I don't think you're drafting a starter, but you hope you got someone that's in your rotation.
Or, well, no, you can't trade the pick. That's right. Well, he could trade the pick if he gets another pick back next year. I was just thinking maybe he can move around with it, but there will be. I want to throw something out there as we get closer to the draft and free agency. I want to throw something out there that he had mentioned during the trade deadline, because Monty has one thing he's always been really good at, especially if you go back. And I was talking to Jay on the phone last night. I actually kind of want to revisit the interview we did with him last year, when things weren't great. He's really good at sending smoke signals. And he's really good also at following through on the smoke. Like last year going into the offseason, it was, well, we need to surround Fox and Sabonis with shooters. That's what we're looking for, is shooting. And he goes out and gets Murray, Herter, and Monk. They got shooting. One thing he said at the trade deadline, and I want to make sure people don't roll over this, just remember it. When we were talking about, why didn't you make any moves? It was really simple, and I'm paraphrasing, but we're out there looking for value. We're kicking the tires on everything. We're not going to do something. We're happy with what we have, and we're not going to do anything to sacrifice the future for an extra win or two now. But if some crazy deal comes up, we'll pounce on it. That being said, there are a lot of other teams that have traded away half of their selection of first-round picks for the next decade. There's teams that have really traded a lot of assets to try to win a little more now. Come summertime, those teams are going to be in a position where, number one, they don't have those assets to trade anymore, so they're not going to be involved in certain conversations. And secondly, they might be looking to recoup some of those assets. Right. That's where we maybe step in with our war chest. And maybe there are some conversations with teams that have distressed stars out there that are looking for that we can get value out of in that deal. Or maybe some of those teams that traded away their assets, they're looking to pay a premium to recoup some of those assets. So I love the long vision they have where they say, okay, this may not be it, but we're going to get incremental value along the way and always be in a position where if we get a phone call, and I'm just getting, jail. I always like to throw Jimmy Butler out there. Mm-hmm. Please don't read anything into this. But let's say Jimmy Butler end of the year goes, I don't want to be here anymore. And Pat Riley calls Monte McNair and a couple other people. Well, maybe those couple other people, they don't have the draft picks. They don't have the assets. They can't enter that conversation. Monte McNair and friends, they can. They have everything. And that opens a door for them that's not open to 3/4 of the league. That's kind of where they're at right now.
So you're saying Jimmy Butler's coming?
Jimmy Butler 100% is going to be here next. It really does. Right. I love his vision.
Yeah. So I think he's played it smart. And look, I know we're all so close to this, but I thought it was an easy award for him. I know others got votes, and he won relatively easily. But, for 15 GMs to get votes, basically half the league.
Right.
But Monty was the clear winner, which was great.
I think the only problem is that there's just a rough definition of what the award is. Is it an award for what you've done specifically since last season ended, or is this an overall? There's kind of a mishmash of value there. Want to mention, too, Monte McNair, the first King to win since, of course, Jeff Petrie won in 2001. He also won it in 1999. So hopefully Monty's back there in 2025 to match that up as Executive of the Year. Third King ever to win the award, and old heads will laugh at this. Joe Axelson won the inaugural award in 1973. I still remember as a little kid seeing the Axelson signs because he didn't exactly do a great job in Sacramento. We'll take a break. When we come back, there was playoff basketball last night. Celtics, Sixers, the rematch from game one. Is the MVP of the league a drag on his team? We'll answer that next.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy
going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children.
You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Sacramento area attorneys. 500
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
To make room for new merchandise, RC Willey is having a spring clearance event. Thursday through Saturday, enjoy clearance savings on scratch and dent, one-of-a-kind, display models, and discontinued items. Shop the large clearance centers inside all RC Willey locations for savings up to 40% on appliances and save up to 70% on sofas, sectionals, dining, and bedroom sets. Shop early because clearance deals will go quickly. Bring your trucks and trailers, deliveries not available. Don't miss the spring clearance event inside RC Willey.
The folks at M&S Auto know that inflation is tough on everybody. If you need an excellent, gently used car or truck, M&S has hundreds of vehicles on the lot on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. M&S customers get great deals and they save thousands. Get a great deal now on super clean 4x4s, including Tacomas, Silverados, and Jeeps, and muscle cars, Challengers, Teslas, Mustangs, and even the occasional McLaren. M&S Auto, msautogroup.com.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now let's see what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policy is... Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects... There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Josh Sens offers 5 common golf course maintenance mistakes and tips to correct them. You've hit the green, and to fix your divot, you jam your tool underneath the ball mark and lift the soil, but the right way is to circle the edges of the mark with your tool, gently pulling the turf toward the center. Second, when fixing divots in the fairway, fill it with sand until it's level with surrounding turf, and gently smooth it with your foot. Third, when the course imposes the 90-degree rule, it means to stay on the cart path until you can turn at a right angle to your ball, minimizing wear and tear on the turf. 4, when you're driving on the course, proceed at a modest pace and avoid staked and roped off areas. Avoid sharp turns, wet turf, bunker edges, tees, and greens. The superintendent will applaud you. 5, in a bunker, rake the sand smoothly and exit as you entered from the low side. Tap the sand from your shoes and leave it as if you weren't there. And now that you know, make sure your foursome knows as well. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Selling your home can be stressful. Scott Marsh here to tell you about Bridgehaven Homes. They are a local home buying company that offers homeowners an easier way to sell their home. Let Shane and his team at bridgehavenhomes.com take that stress away. Bridgehaven Homes gives you an all-cash offer for your home, no matter what the condition, within 24 hours. You pick the date you wish to close and sell on your terms. No repairs, no showings, and no realtor commissions. Call 916-299-6040 or bridgehavenhomes.com.
KHTK AM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Sacramento Kings.
It's Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday morning that Sacramento Kings general manager Monte McNair was named NBA Executive of the Year. McNair and his team is responsible for one of the biggest turnarounds in Sacramento Kings history as the team went 48-34 this season, 18 games better than their 30-52 record in the 2021-2022 campaign. Monte McNair joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop at 7:25 this morning, followed by Sam Amick at 8. And if you miss either of those two interviews, they'll be up later on at SactownSports.com. Joel Embiid returned to the court last night for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it wasn't enough as they lost in Boston 121-87. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Taking a look around the diamond, the A's fell to the Mariners 7-2, and the Giants got their second straight win over the World Series champion Houston Astros 4-2, including this big fly from Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer swings, lines one out to deep left field. Moving back, Alvarez. He's looking up. It is gone. A line drive home run into the Crawford boxes. Wilmer Flores, a solo shot.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
I actually got a guy calling me about Star Wars. What are you calling me about Star Wars for? What the heck do I know about Star Wars? How could they start with 4? What was it 4 of? 4 what? It was a book?
Star Wars.
Was it a book? How was it 4 to people? What did they see it in? What realm did they see it in? Did they read it? But the point is, how can something be 4 if no one's seen it yet? If it's 4, the 4th volume of a book, and you started with 4 and then you went back and made 1, 2, 3, I understand that. But if it's not a book, what would it possibly be? Something that in his realm we're going to count differently. We're going to start with 4. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 is how we're going to count. Because if it's not a book, how did they go back? From what? What did so if you said, wait a second, they started with 4, how would you know it's 4 if no one's ever been introduced to the information before?
That is one of the...
I actually got a guy calling me about Star Wars. What are you calling me about Star Wars for? What the heck do I know about Star Wars?
One of the godfathers of sports radio, Mike Francesa. I'm playing that because today is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. It is the big Star Wars holiday. Mike was having trouble wondering, how can you're counting wrong? It started with 4, and then what happened before? I would just say to Mike, what year is it? It's 2023. Do you think the world started 2023 years ago? And what do the people do that lived in like 19 BC, and then next year is 18? And then there's 17. What are we counting down to? I don't know. Well, what year is it? 4? How old are you? 37. I'm about to die.
What?
I'm old. Wait, hold on. You're 37 and the year is 4? How does that? Is that a book? Anyways, we'll spend the entire final hour going over our favorite Star Wars memories, breaking down the best scenes. Hayden Christensen underrated in his role as Anakin Skywalker, and more. 1-800-920-1140. Monte McNair is going to join us in about 24 minutes. 3 for Madness coming up next. Last night, the Celtics and the Sixers, game 2.
Yes.
Okay, so dumb statement here, Jason, and you're the voice of reason. So the series is tied.
Correct.
All right, at 1-1. Philadelphia did what they needed to do, which is steal one in Boston, and they now have home court advantage. They were able to beat the Celtics 119-115 behind James Harden's 45. Last night, This is a pretty good game. I think the Sixers cut it to 6 near halftime. I want to say it was a 10-point lead, back to a 10-point lead at the half. And then Boston goes 35-16 in the third, 29-22 in the fourth. And the score was actually closer than it was. 121-87 is your final. Kids, that is a 34-point victory for the Boston Celtics. Here comes my dumb question. Philadelphia won by 5 in the game before. So 34-5, that's a 39-point turnaround. What was the difference? Well, Joel Embiid played in game 2. He didn't play in game 1. Is it possible that the MVP of the league actually creates a better matchup for the Boston Celtics?
It's possible. No, I don't think that's a crazy thought. Now, yesterday, I'd like to see more of a series, more of Joel Embiid coming off the injury. But I think Philly's best chance to win is with Joel Embiid cooking, trying to really work Robert Williams, Horford, whoever else they may throw at him, and still getting James Harden and Maxey and all the great things that team can provide on a night-to-night basis. So it felt like second half certainly was more of a desperate Boston team. And if I'm Boston, I'm pleased that I got the win to even up the series. But Jason Tatum I think that was his worst playoff game I mean, just points-wise, certainly, but just he was off.
1 of 7 in 19 minutes.
Yeah.
And they won by 30, whatever the hell.
Right.
Now, granted, he's going to be playing less minutes because it's a blowout, but you had White and Brown both have 30 minutes. And as a matter of fact, Jason Tatum played the 8th most minutes on the team. That barring an injury that we don't know about,
right?
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all.
Say what you want about Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum's the best player on that team.
Right.
At least he has been. That was just if you'd have told me that Jason Tatum would play 19 minutes and go 1 of 7, and not even in an injury situation, I'd have said, wow, Philly's up 2-0. Put him in the finals already.
Right.
What's hilarious is that in a game that Joel Embiid comes back and plays in, and in a game that Jason Tatum plays 19 minutes and has 7 points, the Boston Celtics win by 34. Make it make sense, because I can't.
Yeah, I can't either. And I think, again, I still think Philly feels good about where they are because they're going to be coming home, get some I know they've got, I think, 1 extra day of rest, which will be good for them that they will need. And, they got the home court back. And this is a series that I know they have been waiting to finally break through and beat Boston, but they're going to need Embiid to do it.
Yeah, and Joel Embiid was, obviously, to be fair to him, he was not right last night. You could tell. He was 4 of 9 in 27 minutes. He had 15 points, just 3 rebounds. He did have 5 block shots, so there was at least that defensive presence there. What I'll say is this when it comes to Boston, and this is why I do think they're going to win the championship, or at least be right there against Denver if everything goes the way I think it's going to go. The thing that Boston can do maybe better than any team left in the playoffs is when they want to clamp down on defense, they clamp down on defense. And watching that third quarter and even watching part of the second quarter, they have the ability, just their closeouts, their abilities to switch, to fight and go over or under screens. And the fact that they have multiple gifted, obviously Marcus Smart's the head of the snake there, but multiple guys that can step in and play great one-on-one defense along with their team defense. Yeah. They say defense wins championships. Boston scored 121 last night. Obviously, they have the offense, but when you have a defense like that, when your offense isn't going, that shows up. That's a really good gift to have.
Yeah, and I think, too, I go back to game 1 where Philly won, and some of the comments James Harden made after the game. He's like, look, I've been in the spot where I can carry a team, and I had to, and he did. Can they find the balance of, really, I think it's the heavy dose of Embiid, but still getting the best of, like I said, Maxey and Harden and Tobias Harris, those other guys. So they'll find it, I think. If not, then Boston will advance and move past them.
Let me ask you this. If, let's say, Philly loses the series in 6 or less, all right, who's more on the hot seat, Mike Budenholzer or Doc Rivers?
Probably Doc. Yeah.
I feel like this might be Doc's last year. I really feel like this might be Doc's last year. And that's, we're dealing with Daryl Morey there too.
Yeah.
It feels,
especially if someone like Nick Nurse is still out there.
Yeah. It feels like there needs to be, is because Philly has Philly has kind of perfected their own style. They obviously have talent. Who knows what could happen in the offseason, but this is a good, solid team. But it just feels, I don't know. Again, yesterday we were talking about how they won game one. I don't want to switch too quickly when it comes to game two, but I expected more of that result than I did in game one.
Yeah.
We'll see if game one was an outlier or not. They have the MVP. That is for sure. What interesting note about Joel Embiid, amongst the last 30 scoring champs, top 5 in percentage of total points that came from the free throw line. 93-94, David Robinson with 29%. 2019-2020, James Harden, 29.6. 22-23 this year, Joel Embiid, 30.3%. Kevin Durant in 2009, 30.6. And in 21-22, so last year, Joel Embiid, 31.5%. So you combine the fact that 76ers, Joel Embiid twice, own 60% of the top 5 in free throws attributed to scoring. This is a team, say what you want. It's incredibly boring. It's a big reason I don't like the Sixers. I don't like the way they play. I don't like the foul hunting. You saw Joel Embiid flop ridiculously last night. I hope there's a fine in there for him too, but there won't be. It's not a fun game of basketball to watch, but until the league does something about it, and I don't know exactly what they could do, it's twofold. Number one, you're scoring with the clock stopped. Your field goal percentage now all of a sudden goes from, whatever it is, 50% to 80s. Both Harden and Embiid are gifted free throw shooters, and you're also getting the other team in foul trouble.
Yeah,
that's part of their strategy. It's not fun basketball.
That's the thing. They've been a good team, but they've been a tougher watch. And you've got some really appealing teams. The Kings became one of them.
Yes.
I think the Warriors' freedom movement, the way they pass. Milwaukee can be fun. I think there's some fun styles. Philly's not in that group. They're kind of in their own class, but you got to find different ways to win, and that's their best way.
Coming up in just under an hour, Sam Amick will join us live for a special 2-part exit interview. We'll also look at the current state of the playoffs. We'll ask him how he voted for MVP, although he's given us hints and told us, but we'll see if that switched at all. So we'll talk to him about the Kings season that was, and a little bit of NBA sprinkled in. Coming up in about 15 minutes or so, I should say, we'll have Monte McNair, special half-hour visit with him. But next, in just 60 seconds, it's 3 for Madness right after this.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Did Kelly get weirded out by how into games you get? Because my girlfriend's still getting used to it. When I'm like, oh, that's not a foul?
Yeah.
That's okay. I guess that's not a foul.
Yeah,
all right.
I got to work on things. My language is pretty bad when watching games. Gotta work on that.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
I'm James, senior apparel designer, and this is Behind the Design with Blue Ranch Wear. This is your true, unfiltered Western brand. There's a beauty in the simplicity of the product to be able to move, but still have that classic Western sensibility. Rigid out of the box, you put on your back, and it just wears with you. Year after year of wearing the product, so it just becomes yours. Blue Ranch Wear. Only at Boot Barn.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this weekend at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge,
What you doing, baby? Don't you?
and so many more. Plus a Blue Scoot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Monte McNair in 14 minutes. Also, Jay, I know you like your job, but hey, just in case. Apparently the position of social media manager for the Oakland A's is now available. Looking at the ad right now on the Indeed.com. Somebody tweeted that. That's a blast of a position.
It can't be that hard.
Don't isolate that. And don't isolate that either. 3 for Madness. Jamon
Actually,
Green.
could isolate it together.
That's true. Question 1.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Monte McNair, or as you have dropped earlier in the show, Montgomery McNair of Princeton University is your NBA Executive of the Year. What's been his best non-Halliburton Sabonis trade move?
Well, I'll say this. The Carmichael Dave roundabout answer, I'll give you that first, is his best move is not making the move. It's not making the move for De'Aaron Fox. It's holding on to Fox when a lot of people thought Fox should be traded, myself included at one point, because, again, I didn't think he'd trade Tyrese Halliburton. I thought one of them had to go, thought it would be Fox. It wasn't. Brilliant move by Monte McNair to not do that. Holding on to Harrison Barnes. Keeping things open at the trade deadline when everybody was killing him for not making a move. But that's not the answer you're looking for. The specific move, Jay, are we counting draft picks?
No.
Okay. Then I would probably say, I mean, honestly, it's not the biggest move, but Bagley for Lyles in that situation with Holiday. It's just such an underrated, small yet important move in the margins. And I think that's really what he's done. He's made big swings, but we forget some of his moves in the margins have been fantastic too. I'll go with Lyles. I love that.
I know it reads non-trade move because it means a trade move. Otherwise, I would put Mike Brown. But since it's trade is how it's worded, Herder.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Malik Monk's value. I know it's.
I mean, Monk was a free agent signing, right?
Yeah.
So I assume he doesn't count.
That could count. Free agent signing can count.
Okay.
I think overall Monk's value is going to be. It's already been great, and what he did in the playoffs, what he did in the regular season.
Yeah.
But again, I think the good thing here is there's a list that we could debate and go over quite a few things. Which I mean, that's the great sign, right? You're going to have. If there's 10 moves in a year, let's say you want to be on the right side of most of them. He's been on the right side of almost all of them. Some of the debate, I know we had a texter earlier, or a YouTuber say maybe some of his second round picks haven't been as good. Okay, sure, maybe. I mean, that's
that Robert Woodard trade has really come back to haunt him.
Yeah, you know, if I'm gonna have a guy flub on something, let's let it be second. Not everyone's Jokic.
Yeah, but I think and he's gonna say it in his interview coming up, and I think he's 100% right. The sign of good moves for an organization is when other people want your staff, your players, your like the problem with the Kings losing coaches in the past, for the most part, with the exception, I think, of Michael Malone, like none of them were hired again as head coaches.
Yeah.
Like who was coveting some of the guys that they didn't keep? Michael Malone was.
Yes.
After that, like
That's it.
And so now, Jordi Fernandez has already had a couple of interviews. I think, Jay Triano has been a head coach, could be a head coach. Doug Christie, on and on as far as the staff goes. But if players were, Trey Lyles will be coveted, by other teams. So I mean that they're doing things right.
Well, and to take your point a step further, other than the obvious Tyrese Halliburton and maybe, I don't know, Dante DiVincenzo, am I missing something as far as players that have moved on from the Kings that have gone on to do great things over the last 5-6 years?
Tristan Thompson on that Lakers bench, the way he gets up and cheers his teammates. Kings had that type of energy on the bench. You're talking about them playing the Lakers in the second round right now.
That's a great point right there. Question 2.
Question 2.
I don't know why Tristan Thompson caught a stray there, but it just felt right.
There you go.
The Kings are racking up off-season's awards. Is all NBA next for both Fox and Sabonis?
If they get both of those and you count those as individual awards, are they up to 21 yet? That feels like they're like at 21, which reminds me of Fire Wings, 21 different flavors to choose from. And want to remind you, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. I think so. I do. And I think a clue there is De'Aaron Fox getting an MVP vote. I don't know. I think Sabonis is going to get third.
I'd be shocked if he didn't.
I don't know how that doesn't happen, that he's not third.
Someone picks Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
There's going to be votes for Anthony Davis.
There will. I think Sabonis, though, especially since this is not a postseason award, I think Sabonis will get third. Fox could get second, weirdly enough, if for no, and obviously he deserves it, don't get me wrong, but also because Sabonis is kind of wedged out because of Jokic and Embiid, I think both are going to be on one of those all-NBA teams.
Yeah, I think there was some concern during the season. Like, I don't know that Fox can get there. Look at all the guards. But as the year kept going and as he kept going, I've seen people put him first, which has been great. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go and say I think it's a lock. I think they both are. All NBA, which is great, and I think it's a testament to them. Both are the only ones from the same team in the MVP voting. They deserve it. It's an awesome year for both of them.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Pick one song, and I mean only one, David.
Wow. Shots at me.
To describe this Kings season.
There are a lot to choose from, but I'll only pick one. There are a lot to choose from. A lot of themes you could go with. I'm going to go with All Notes.
Maneater? Really?
Sarah smile. That's weird.
So close.
Out of touch? Come on.
Yet so far away. They're right there. They're right there. But man, this next part of the road is going to be as tough, if not tougher, than the road they've come down already. I had a feeling when I read this question that we're going to get some sort of rebirth style themes. So I thought I'd go with the whole playoff theme. So close, yet so far away. Hall & Oates.
Is that Hall & Oates?
Yeah, right here. So close, yet so far away. See? See, there's Daryl Hall right there.
I think I know that one.
You don't know that one?
Should I? I think I know everything from the library.
I feel like you should. No? Okay.
Now I'm intrigued.
Well,
That's you.
that is not how it goes. Anyway.
Okay, we'll have that. We'll have that later.
We'll have that later.
Much later.
Much later. Yours?
I'm going to go with Kool and the Gang.
Oh?
Celebration.
Oh.
This is not Cool in the Gang.
No.
Oh,
this is so
let me
close.
get all of it. Look at it. You're a Hall & Oates guy.
I am. I'm waiting for some.
So I can find it.
They met on the dance floor.
Oh, shut up.
Just slipped out of his arms
Here we go.
and out the door. Yes, you did.
Look at Hall. Can you give me the damn hook?
So close, yet so far away.
Nothing?
So
I don't think maybe.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying this is
I've
one
never
of
heard of that song.
Really?
Okay, enough.
Enough Hall & Oates.
Yeah, I'm going with Kool and the Gang Celebration. It's been a celebration year. I mean, think about all the awards we've talked about. Breakthrough and making the playoffs.
Yeah.
The year was fantastic. The memories, the moments, the playoffs. It was a painful way to end, but I'm thinking about Game 1, how great that atmosphere was. Game 6, that win might be one of the best wins they've ever had. Just there's so many positives. There's probably another song title out there, but
I'm sure.
And Jay, you know, Jay was a music director.
Yeah, Jay, what's yours? Smart face.
Exhibit explicitive, please. Because every time people counted out the Kings.
Yeah.
That's what they said to people.
That's what they said to people. I don't know what the missing word is, and I don't think I want to know.
I'm missing it.
Tell me during. That's fine. You know what? Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay. All right. You know,
Really? I know what you thought.
Right, I don't know.
Unreal.
I got scared.
I was thinking of Hall & Oates songs.
You don't remember that Hall & Oates had a song by the same time?
Yes, I do.
They
Actually,
did.
yeah.
All right. When we return, Monte McNair, Executive of the Year, joins us for not one, but 2 segments. We're going to have a lot of fun with him celebrating not just the award, but also the year that was. We'll do that.
Cannot believe you thought I was going to say.
Right
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
At Game Time Sports Bar and Grill in Oroville, we know that you want to experience all the biggest games and fights of the season in larger-than-life detail on our 22-foot screen.
Bigger is better.
We have a fresh, tasty menu, and don't forget about our self-serve tap wall. Get in on the best action at Game Time Sports Bar and Grill. Bigger screens, tastier food, and
way our schedules are.
Around only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
The newest, most exciting race cars are coming to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca May 12th through 14th for the Motul Course de Monterey, powered by Hyundai. North America's premier sports car series brings intense wheel-to-wheel racing. And there's plenty of family fun too, including go-karts, a Ferris wheel, and a kids zone. Get your tickets now by calling 831-242-8200. That's 831-242-8200. Or visit WeatherTechRaceway.com. Enjoy Mother's Day weekend May 12th through 14th in beautiful Monterey.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something obvious. Our moms, they're so special. What a great surprise to get her something from Amy's Outdoor Living, now in 2 locations, on El Camino near Watt, of course, and El Dorado Hills. They have special gifts for moms in their huge showrooms. See their new outdoor rugs, new home decor items, candles and vases, and of course, their great selection of umbrellas. How about a new set of cushions for her patio? How about one of those Yeti rumblers or a colorful water bottle? And of course, Amy's has the best patio furniture, from patio sets, loungers, fire pits, and of course, barbecues. Now, to salute our moms, Amy is going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. Stop in Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and their new location inside Amy's Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
Ace fans need Friday night plans? Well, we got you covered. Get 4 tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting at just $49 with the Friday 4-pack presented by Chevrolet. Save big and enjoy great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more this 2023 season.
He drills one to right, way back, and no doubt, and that quickly the A's have taken the lead. Second deck.
Friday night tickets are available at athletics.com/value. That's athletics.com/value.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
At the station, I'll say, hey, we're going to take a break. All right. 3, 2, 1. Joining us right now, Jason, you and I were talking earlier. I was saying on the show, if only we could get an NBA Executive of the Year to come on the program. And oh my God, look it, light the beam. There's an Executive of the Year on the phone right now.
Yeah.
What care? What's going on, dude?
What's up, guys? I would have said you would have had to find someone else a day ago, but no, it's excited. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but obviously this is like Mike said on his Coach of the Year award. This is a group effort, and happy for Wes, Phil, Paul, Alvin, on and on, my whole staff. But they've done a fantastic job. But they just put my pretty face on there.
I know, Monty. I mean, I know you're going to be humble about it, but how cool is that? I mean, it is an achievement, an accomplishment, a recognition of what you have done, what this organization has done, and that's got to make you pretty proud.
Yeah, I think, look, we all want to win a title and have success on the floor, but I think we've learned this year you got to enjoy all the other stuff because only one team gets to end happy. And a few days ago on Sunday was a tough day, but there's been a lot of good moments, and this is just another one. It's great to be recognized for myself and the rest of the group that we've put in the hard work. We've seen what I've said is step one along hopefully a multi-step process, and we'll enjoy it.
So I love that you're a class guy, but I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of me that's hoping you get named Executive of the Year and you just go full heel and go victory lap and be like, yeah, where are you guys at now, huh? Oh, malpractice on the trade. Wow, we'll never make the playoffs. Oh, this guy's washed. Yeah, I walked in, I did the whole thing. Suck it. Like, we're not going to get any of that. Just
well, you've got to be prepared then for when you maybe don't bat 1,000 and you got to face the music when others throw it back in your face. So, look, we've been fortunate in a lot of ways that, the moves we've made the last calendar year have almost all turned out to be really good. We know we're not going to hit on all of them, but, I think, look, everybody, when they say that stuff, they're either saying it to, do their radio show, their TV show, or really what they're saying is, I don't think it's going to work, but let's see. And, at this point, it's been a fantastic year. It's worked in a lot of ways, but that's a credit to Mike and his staff and really the players. We talk. Look, each guy we bring in, we believe in some way. That's why we make the trade or the signing or the draft pick, and we try to bring good people in, not just good talents. But at the end of the day, you're going to bring in a new coaching staff, turn over half the roster. I'd be lying if we said we knew that it was going to turn out with the chemistry and the culture and the camaraderie that those guys had. So credit to them. They put in the work. Not even since the preseason, since back to last summer. Mike pulling double duty on his way to a championship, and De'Aaron and Domas and on down the line. It takes 17 guys now to win this league. So testament to those guys. We're obviously proud of them and happy to share in the success.
So, Monty, you and your staff put this together with probably ideas that it would look like this. That's why you hire the people you did, and that's why you draft and select the people you do. But you now saw it all come together, like you said, probably faster than you thought. Why, in your words, did it work so well this year?
I think a lot of the things that we were hoping might happen, most of them did. And so, Mike ended up being, we knew Mike was a good coach. He ended up being maybe the perfect coach for this team. We knew De'Aaron and Domas, we saw a little of it last year, were going to complement each other well, but they complemented each other even better than we thought. Our medical staff did a fantastic job. Guys playing through injuries. I think we were number one in fewest games missed. That's going to be a hard one to replicate. We're going to have to fight through probably a little more adversity going forward. But also testament to our guys. We saw it, like De'Aaron's playing with a broken finger at the end and Domas playing through a broken thumb, and everybody's playing through things. So it's not just that we either got lucky or that these guys had good fortune. They were playing through stuff as well. So, testament to all those things that have to line up for a successful season to come together.
Executive of the Year, Monte McNair, joining us right now on Sactown Sports. Forgive the long preamble here, Monty, but I want to make the point. I was talking to Jason on the show yesterday, and one of the things as a Kings fan, I think a lot of us appreciate about you and your staff so much. I'm going to take you back. I'm sure you probably remember our emergency conversation or whatever it was last year where you were nice enough to talk to us, and you said, and people were like, "What's going on? When are you going to make moves? What's the deal?" And you said, "Blame me. We're going to stay disciplined. We have an idea of what we're going to do. We have a plan, and we're going to follow it. We're not just going to make moves to make moves." Now, what I said on the radio is I said, listen, Monty's about to have his, he's a young man with a young family, about to have his 21st kid or whatever it is. You were going into the last year of a contract, your first contract as a general manager, and that goes the same for your staff. I think a lot of people would have mortgaged draft picks, traded 4 firsts for a 33-year-old guy to win now and break the streak because you'd get another contract, and you didn't do that. You traded a universal steal in the draft, somebody you loved very much, for Domantas Sabonis. You made a lot of moves that might have worked this year but had no guarantee, and it paid off. Were there some personal was there ever any doubt? Was there ever any struggle of like, maybe we should make some quicker moves, move up the timeline? Or were you fully prepared to have it either work or, maybe even say sayonara at some point, as hard as it is to believe?
Yeah, I think I do remember that. And I think the mantra for the first 3 years was, look, we haven't given you a reason to believe and trust in us, so we know we got to do it. So now when I get my trophy here, I can say, you know what, actually maybe trust us a little bit. So we'll ask for that going forward from the fan base. But no, it's look, the second that we get selfish in this business, it's not going to work. It may work for a short period of time. It's going to come back to bite you. And our group was aligned on that, and we knew we had to push the ball forward some. But we talked a lot about, I think at the time it was, is this win now? Is this, well, win now doesn't mean like win tomorrow. We wanted to win sooner, and we did some moves that pushed that forward a little bit, trading a younger player for an older player, trading a pick for a more established player in Kevin Herter. But we also knew, like, we're going to have to do this for hopefully a long time. And we got to get guys that are going to either continue to grow or continue to produce. And so you get somebody like Domas, who's 25 or 26 when we traded for him, and Kevin Herter, who's 24, I think, when we traded for him. And yeah, that gives you a chance to do it. Did I know we were going to win 48 and win the Pacific Division this year? No. But I thought we had a chance, and, maybe we had a chance to make the play-in and get through that way, and build from there. We knew there was a range of outcomes, but certainly extremely happy that this happened. And now it allows us to move on to the next step. And it's going to be even harder from here. Winning in the playoffs, each round gets harder and harder. I personally have never even made it to the finals. Just getting to the conference finals a couple times is very difficult. And, I think we know that we've laid the foundation and that we have a chance, but a chance is not guaranteed. And so we have to capitalize on that. And we have to do as a coaching staff, as a front office, and as a group of players to make sure that we take advantage of this opportunity, because it is a great opportunity to build something long lasting. And teams like ours that are, I think our average age was around 25 or 26 for like the minutes that were played. And a team like that can get into the top 4, 5, 6 in the conference has a chance to be really good. It's not guaranteed. We got a lot of work to do, both externally and internally, to make that happen. But just to put ourselves in that opportunity to have that is awesome.
Yeah, Monty, I wanted to follow up on that, because that's exactly what Coach Brown said yesterday about the leap the organization made was very large and significant. But the next one, it's a smaller leap, but more difficult, kind of what you just said. So in your role in that, how difficult is that for you to find whatever that is, player, free agency, draft, to get that, to help him, help the staff, help the players make that next jump?
Yeah, Jason, and I don't want to, be the guy who's trying to reset expectations. It's just the reality. It is going to be hard to even match this year. The West is tough. There's a lot of teams that are now nipping at our heels. We got a target on our back just to match the 48 wins, right? We mentioned our health. We had guys take steps. We're going to need more and more just to stay where we are. And then to take a step is going to take even more than that. So we know it's going to be hard. That means, guys, they're going to take a little time off. But we had a few guys in the building today. The great thing about our group is, man, I'll put this group up against any I've been around for the work that they're going to put in, the buy-in they had. But at the same time, it's going to be harder, right? You're going to have teams trying to gun for you. They're going to be game planning for you. They're going to see what teams did to you throughout the season and into the playoffs, and you're going to have to counter that. And we're going to have guys that are, going to have to continue to take steps up to make up for that. So I think it's a great position to be. It's going to be a great challenge, but make no mistake, it's not going to be easy.
We're talking to Executive of the Year, Monte McNair. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll walk through the summer, what's coming up next, specifically for Monte and the rest of the franchise, right here on SactownSports.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year,
We're
200,000-mile
talking
warranty
to-
on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this weekend at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge,
What you doing, baby? Don't you?
and so many more. Plus a Blue Scoot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 340 and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. We are talking to, I can't say it enough, Executive of the Year, Monte McNair. Just to recap. So we got Executive of the Year. We got a unanimous Coach of the Year. We have Clutch Player of the Year. We have Executive of the Year in the G League. Let's not forget Paul. We have hopefully we definitely have 2 All-Stars. We hopefully have 2 All-NBA guys. Monty, Coach Brown was the unanimous Coach of the Year. You were not unanimous. Is there a rivalry now between the two of you?
No, Coach was well-deserved for what he did. Look, it's always good to be recognized. But I do want to say there's no owner of the year, but Vivek has done a fantastic job to give us the opportunity to do this. It always starts at the top. He's done a great job. Matina and John Reinhardt, our business side, they've done a great job. I mean, Dave, Jason, you guys know the community here, the organization has been a ton of great people. I'm just happy that they're finally getting some taste of this success and that people are recognizing what they've all done. But no, Mike's better than me at a lot of things. Whenever they ask me to do some sort of speaking engagement, I'm like, what? Mike's not available. So you don't want the fantastic storyteller with the amazing personality. No, you get me. But he's awesome, and I've said it before, and I think it's true. My job is not to hire the coach that thinks exactly like me and does things the way I would do them. It's to hire a complement and a partner. And I know I have maybe a couple strengths. I have a lot of weaknesses, but Mike is a great compliment. He is such a presence, such a culture builder. I've said it time and again, but his ability to get the most out of guys and then they still love him, that's a hard thing to do. For those of us with kids, we know it. It's amazing how he's able to do that and connect with the guys, get the most out of them. And if there was something more than unanimous, he deserved it. I'm very happy for him and his staff.
Between his style, between your team style of play, between what the fans have brought, the energy, I don't know what ultimately is going to make a free agent's decision, but how much do you feel like you've added more to your arsenal of look what can be provided here if you come to Sacramento?
Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about that. It's it's about the people here, but also, look, we're the sign of a good organization is we're going to start losing people to promotions, and that's going to be from our coaching staff, from our front office. And it could be players at some point and, getting bigger paydays or something like that. So we know we're going to have to fill big shoes when that happens. But, we've talked about changing the narrative about what this place means, what we expect. And I think teams that came into Golden One and saw the Kings come into their own building figured it out. That it was I don't know how many times we got blown out this year. It wasn't a lot. We lost games, but we came back. We fought. People counted us out in Game 6, and we went into the defending champions' home court against that group of guys, and delivered quite a punch from a young group. Obviously, we weren't able to finish it off in Game 7, but yeah, this group is changing. I think what people see. People are going to want to be a part of this because Mike's a great coach, a great person to play for. De'Aaron and Domas are maybe the two most unselfish superstars in this league. The passing, the space they create, their personalities. It's fantastic what they're able to do, and I think that's going to be a big part of how we're able to keep this thing going. It's gonna take everybody, but I think we're on the right cycle.
Monte McNair with us. We talked about this on the show a little bit yesterday, kind of the underbelly of free agency and what isn't talked about a lot, whether it's shoe companies being involved, whether it's the little brother syndrome. You're in California, for example. You worked in Houston. This. There's a difference between $100 million contract for a player in Houston or Orlando and one in Sacramento or Los Angeles, and Sacramento being the smallest of the 4 California cities. Is it a little bit more of an uphill ride, would you say, just with the built-ins, with the team itself and the geography and the way the cap is set up, taxes and all that stuff, where you have to be a little bit more creative and maybe sell some more of the accoutrements, if you will, of the franchise in the city?
Dave, there might be some of that, but really look at some of the best teams in the league right now and where they were 10, 12 years ago. The team that just beat us 10, 11 years ago had a first or second round exit. And like I said, we're going to have to build on this. They went and they won 4 championships and, built something great, and guys want to go there. For us, and the great thing is, the guys that we're going to want to recruit here, we want guys that want to win. And we certainly had to prove that we could do that. And De'Aaron and his comments from really when he was drafted all the way through until now about what he wants to do for this city. And then trading for Domas and his comments about this team and city. Those are the hardest steps. We got those guys now. Keegan Murray comes in and I think he said it was like the perfect spot for him. And that's a testament to Mike and De'Aaron and Domas and the rest of our group and what they've done. And we're going to have to continue to do that. But I think the great thing is winning begets winning. And so what we've done this year will put us on the step to hopefully, the precipice to do the next thing. And the guys that we want to come here are going to want to win as well. And if that's what they're about, I think we have a pretty good product to place in front of them.
I was thinking about a while back, Monty, I think you or some others that do this stuff analytically too, were talking about how good De'Aaron was, but there was even more growth. And De'Aaron's, as Coach Brown's talking about, trying to get to that elite level, which there's only a few guys in the league. But I heard the same thing kind of on the early run of Keegan, where there's some really good things going on with Keegan, but numbers and analytics suggest it could even be a lot better. How exciting for you is it where he is now, and where Keegan can maybe get to in year 2, year 3, and so on?
He came into, in some ways, a tough spot. A lot of times, top 5 pick, you go in and, hey, you got the ball, go figure it out, shoot 20 times, do what you can. Keegan, we said, you know what, come in and fit into a team that has a ton of pressure to make the playoffs. We've got some really good players, and figure out a way to help us win, and that's what he did. He slides into the starting lineup, one of, if not the best starting lineups in the league. He's a kind of all-around scorer, do everything in college, And I don't even know how he did it. He just turns himself into like this 3-point shooting savant. We knew he could shoot some, but like 206 threes and shattering the rookie record. And I mean, not just spot ups, like coming off pin downs and flying off Domas. And and the great thing is, our coaches see it and our scouts see it and the numbers see it that, hey, look, he did some good things, but there's going to be some growth there. The great thing too about Keegan is this is a guy, he goes to a junior college or prep school, whatever it was. Then he goes to Iowa and comes off the bench behind Luka Garza. Then he's like an All-American. Then he has to come in and shift his role again. And this guy just keeps working and working and getting better. So I can't say enough about the season that he had. And, really the playoff series itself, I mentioned in my press conference, a little bit of a microcosm of his season, right? Just getting his feet wet the first couple games. And you're like, he's a rookie. And then bam, what do you have? 23 in game 4. And, just scoring in all sorts of ways by game 6 and 7. So, and then on the defensive end, guarding everybody from Jordan Poole to Draymond, all up and down the lineup. So he's the sky's the limit for him, and great person, great talent. Excited to see what he's got in store for us.
God, too bad there's not like a carbon copy of Keegan Murray out there.
No comment.
I'm leaving that. Yeah, so we'll push aside the list we requested of all your specific targets that you have both in the draft and in free agency, and kind of end with this. You're going to welcome in the most important new member of the roster here in a few months, and congratulations again to you and your wife, who are creating quite the little city in itself. But you had mentioned to me, and honestly, Monty, I think this was off the air, so forgive me, but it might have been on the air, that it was off the air, that like me with my 14-year-old who had never experienced the Kings playoffs, people forget, you, coach, everyone, you're all fans too, and you got to experience that with yours as well. And obviously everyone's disappointed at the end except the champion, but I imagine from a personal standpoint, as well as obviously a work standpoint, this is a very special year for you and your family.
No, it has been, and it's the culmination of not for me, maybe not 16 years like others, but a few years of hard work, and certainly professionally. And the award today is great to be recognized, and I appreciate that myself and my staff. But yeah, on a personal note, for the first time, really, one of my kids, really enjoying a season, my 4-year-old Towns, and he, my 2 daughters, I got a 3rd daughter coming, enjoyed it as well, but not as much as my little guy. And to be a fan, sit in the stands, and I'm frustrated. I look over and he's crying, and I'm like, no, buddy, we just got to cheer harder. And he's like, okay. And he was distraught after game 7. And then just last night, I was putting the girls to bed, and I came back in my room, and he had found my iPad, and he was watching Lakers Warriors game. And I guess this is going to air tomorrow. So that was 2 nights ago. Right. I can do it on radio. But he's watching that, and he's clicking over on the stats and talking about all those guys. And it's really, it's just refreshing to be able to take a step back and, see, that's hopefully how everybody else is experiencing this and enjoying it with their loved ones, their kids, their dads, their families, their friends. And, I think that's been the biggest kind of unexpected benefit of this year. Look, there's a lot of professional stuff, right, that this is our job, but like the outpouring of people, grown people who have been just so excited about each and every, win along the way. Like you said, one team gets to be really, really happy at the end of the year. And while game 7 was tough, I think we're one of the next teams up that had a fantastic year. And, both professionally and personally, to experience that was a blast. And it doesn't always happen that way. So we're going to enjoy it while it happens, and then on to the next.
Jason, should he go Monty or Montgomery on the engraving on the trophy?
I don't know, but he should carry it around everywhere he goes. Where are you going to put that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess I have to choose. Nobody calls me my full name, Montgomery, so I think I'm going to go with Monty. And
such an Ivy League name, though,
yeah.
dude. Montgomery McNair is such an Ivy League name.
Oh man, I know it's funny because I don't think I'm very Ivy League, but when people first, my wife, she may kill me for this story. When we were set up on a blind date, is how we met, and she begrudgingly accepted to go on it. Found out I was from Princeton, and was not expecting very much, and she probably didn't get very much, to be honest. But she did say that I was at least not, as snooty as she was expecting. But no, it's we're gonna go with Monty. But yeah, I'm gonna actually maybe like pass it around. Like I said, it's a group award that everybody experienced it some, and hopefully it'll live somewhere. In this building, for a long time, and we can all, just look back fondly on what this season was and what it meant, and all the accolades that our group was able to get. And I really hope we got some more coming. If Domas and De'Aaron, should be all NBA in my opinion. And I've already said we had the Keegan Murray discussion, but I guess I don't get a vote, but he would have been my vote for Rookie of the Year. What he's done to impact a winning franchise, I believe the only rookie starter in the playoffs, and what I think he could have wanted it if we had given him the ball more, but he just found a way to help us win. And
McNair joined us earlier on in the show. McNair joined us earlier on in the show, as did Sam Amick. You can catch both of those interviews right now at SactownSports.com.
Really, I think has been De'Aaron. He's been this for a while, and finally getting recognized for it. So happy for him and the rest of the group.
Well, I think on behalf of a lot of the fans listening right now, first off, thank you. And to your team, I know it's not just you. I know it's Wes. I know it's a whole group of people. We've seen that, like you and your 30, the group of 30 rolling over to Sauce every once in a while to get out of the cave and get some sustenance. I know it's a group effort, but you made a lot of people very, very happy this year. You've always said you want a sustained playoff run, and it certainly seems like this team is geared up for that and set up for that. So thank you, congratulations, and we're already counting down the days until training camp opens.
Yeah, it's a few less days this time, which is great, and looking forward to a big summer and then on to next year. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's Monty McNair. We are way late for a break. We'll take one right now. We are right back on SactownSports.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. CordellCordell.com.
Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course is Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Players love Bartley Kavanaugh's fun design and great mixture of holes. Near the banks of the Sacramento River, Bartley Kavanaugh's moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas make for an affordable and fun round of golf. Bartley Kavanaugh offers a great pro shop, help planning your tournament or wedding, and a relaxing outdoor veranda for a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit BartleyCavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something obvious. Our moms, they're so special. What a great surprise to get her something from Amy's Outdoor Living, now in 2 locations, on El Camino near Watt, of course, and El Dorado Hills. They have special gifts for moms in their huge showrooms. See their new outdoor rugs, new home decor items, candles and vases, and of course, their great selection of umbrellas. How about a new set of cushions for her patio? How about one of those Yeti rumblers or a colorful water bottle? And of course, Amy's has the best patio furniture, from patio sets, loungers, fire pits, and of course, barbecues. Now, to salute our moms, Amy is going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. Stop in Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and their new location inside Amy's Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
How did your roof fare in the recent storms? If there's signs of wear and tear, address it before the problem becomes bigger. Cobex Construction Group understands the importance of a strong protective roof. The smallest leak can be the biggest problem. We provide homeowners with reliable roof repairs and replacements. Quality work and customer satisfaction are paramount to us. Get a new roof for zero down and low monthly payments. Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF for a no-obligation quote or visit trustcobex.com. Cobex Construction in Roseville. Do it once. Do it right.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Your home for the biggest matchups in the NFL. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday morning that Sacramento Kings general manager Monte McNair was named NBA Executive of the Year. McNair and his team is responsible for one of the biggest turnarounds in Sacramento Kings history, as the team went 48-34 this season, 18 games better than their 30-52 record in the 2021-2022 campaign. Joel Embiid returned to the court last night for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it wasn't enough as they lost in Boston 121-87. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Taking a look around the diamond, the A's fell to the Mariners 7-2, and the Giants got their second straight win over the World Series champion Houston Astros 4-2, including this big fly from Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer swings, lines one out to deep left field. Moving back, Alvarez. He's looking up. It is gone. A line drive home run into the Crawford boxes. Wilmer Flores, a solo shot.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Sam Amick in just seconds. Many, many thanks to Montgomery McNair. Your executive of the year, Monte McNair. I'm so happy for everyone that's getting awards. I'm happy for the organization as a whole. I'm really happy for Monte. You know, I just really, as a Kings fan, I'll say it ad nauseum, so I don't care if you're getting tired of it or not, everybody. It is very honorable to be in the position he is with a young family and his first contract with his first GMing and do things like trade his first draft pick that was a steal, to not trade away all our first round picks to try to slam in a playoff, to really stay disciplined. And people remember he just got his extension a couple months ago. Like, when you're a lame duck, sometimes you're gonna get a little selfish,
right?
He never got that way. It was always for the greater good, and it paid off.
It did. He did the right thing all the way along, and I think to be patient and disciplined was not easy based on his circumstances that he was in. And then now just everything else feels right based on the moves he's made, who he's hired, the roster he has, the flexibility. And, you know, kind of when we ask him a lot of different things, but this is a fluid nature. There's a lot of different lanes they can take.
Yeah.
Be super aggressive and tweak the team like in a major way to running it back to as close as possible to what they have. And they got some things to do with the draft and free agents of their own to sign. So they're in a good position. The core, as he said, I mean, it's not like, contracts are out of whack, ages are off balance. They're lined up very well.
And just a quick note, nobody said anything, and thank you for that. I hope you enjoyed it. But just a quick note, a couple things that oftentimes we'll get questions on. So number one, we recorded that with Monty yesterday afternoon. We have the option of having him on live, but these guys are all night owls. even Monty with the whole family and all that. And yesterday was just a crazy day for him. And we prefer to pre-record when whenever we're dealing with Kings personnel. Same thing with Kevin Herter. We want to pre-record. And
it works out better for a lot of reasons.
It's all about content for you guys.
Right.
And we could get them live in the morning, and you're going to get sleepy and tired. And you're also going to get a lot of people that turn you down more often than not because you don't want to get up at 6, 7, 8 a.m. and do something like this. You want to drink your coffee and get ready for the day. We got him yesterday around 3:00. And I think it makes for a far better interview. Some of you also, again, no one say anything, but are like, well, why didn't you ask about Harrison Barnes? Why didn't you ask about Sasha Vezenkov? Why didn't you ask about because a lot of times you're not going to get an answer. They can't say anything. And
literally sometimes they can't even mention the player.
You heard me joking about, hey, too bad there's not a guy like Keegan Murray out there. And I'm obviously referring to his brother Chris. And what does Monty say? No comment. You can't comment on that. So why waste time? I'll tell you, speaking of wasting time, this ain't a waste of time with the matching hat on. Oh God, I thought those were bullhorns in the background at first.
I know every time.
But it's exercise equipment that he probably doesn't use from the Athletic.
Wow. Wow.
I didn't mean it like that. It's because he's so busy.
Oh, okay.
God. I wish I had Sam Amick's body. It's Sam Amick. Good morning.
Isolate that.
Hey, pal.
My favorite cushy poker players.
That was what, let's see now. God, Sam, was that we're going on almost 20 years ago, friend, when you dropped that bomb on me in that was the last playoff appearance.
I know. I prefer to just say, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was only two postseason appearances ago.
That was like pre-children. I mean, for those of you new, when Sam used to do the beat for the Kings for the Sacramento Bee, and I used to have Ron Artest in every night. He wrote an article on it, which is very nice of him, and said something to the effect of Carmichael Day with his cushy poker players build. And that was like the most savage move that doesn't come off as a savage move in history. And that's why there's quite the contentious relationship between the two of us to this day.
I mean, I loved it because I knew I had the freedom to go there. Because I mean, I did put you on the cover of the sports section, so it was like, hey, like you got the stage. Like, I'm not going to treat you with kid gloves once you get there.
Ego put aside.
Yeah. Sam, I know there's a lot of different things we can get to with you here. Let's kind of maybe wrap up on the Kings season. They cleaned up on the hardware. We just talked to Monte McNair. I know it didn't quite end the way they had hoped, but you saw all 7 games. Just kind of maybe your perception of how Sacramento did in that series, how this season went for them, and kind of where that next level needs to get for the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, fantastic season. As I talked about a lot in the opening months of the regular season, I was pretty skeptical that this group would be able to get to the playoffs, not because I didn't think they had any potential, but the West and the context around them, I did not think it was going to be attainable. And I mean, it's a great year. Obviously they would have loved to have gotten past the Warriors, kind of learned the hard way how tough the playoffs can be. I don't know what direction you guys want to take it, but there's stuff spinning it forward where like the Sabonis struggles. I think it's mostly a matchup thing, but kind of a little bit of a bittersweet end to his season, I think, after a fantastic regular season. And like De'Aaron has said, and I like their messaging after the season came to an end, the idea that, they cannot assume anything going forward. Like missing the playoffs next season is on the table. Getting to the West Conference Finals is on the table. If not farther, I don't know. But we'll see what they do with the roster. Like, that is the thing about where they take it from here to me, is that the roster building that Monty obviously talked in vague terms about yesterday. And, that is a big component. But in terms of the players who are here and who are going to remain, they gotta stay pretty focused and try to get it to the next level.
Sam, we always love to get in the margins on things, and I was getting loose a little bit yesterday talking about free agency and Sacramento, and how on one hand, shoe companies have a little bit of a say in where these players go when it comes to their contracts, and you also have built-in disadvantages for a team like Sacramento because $100 million is not the same here as it is in Texas, as it is in Orlando, for example. That being said, and remember, I just said, for people to understand, Sam used to be the beat writer for the Kings. He's been around this area for a long, long time. Do you think this is the most attractive Sacramento has been from a free agency standpoint, maybe since the Mike Bibby Vlade Divac days?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as they went through the playoffs, as I started getting used to the idea of them being on national TV every other day, and even kind of my own lane, like, man, going to these games, and I would joke with colleagues, from the national networks and whatnot, how surreal it was to have them in this city on the regular. Now, all of that really, really portends well for the Kings, because the optics, not only were they out there more than ever before, I mean, honestly, guys, we used to joke that it felt like they had been relegated, you know what I mean, like, for all that time. And so Sacramento being kind of a sexy place to go play, De'Aaron Fox being the kind of guy that I think, again, not just the way he played, the way he carried himself, and the way that even things like, I know the fans were very upset with good reason with Draymond during the Warriors series, but the type of comments that Draymond made about De'Aaron after the playoff series, like, my goodness, put that on a recruiting tape. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know who they're going to target, who they're going to go after, but yes, you went from, I know they hate this old headline, but the Bee had written kind of an infamous story way back when about the Kings, being basketball hell. Like, you went from that to this. It's a hell of a turnaround as far as the optics and what could come from it.
Sam, I think that everyone would talk about there's levels to this, and the Kings did a big jump already, kind of on the same front of the team needing to make that next jump, which might be a smaller gap like Mike Brown has referred to, but maybe the same with De'Aaron Fox. He was phenomenal this year, and that level of eliteness that he is trying to get to, that Mike Brown's trying to push him to, how close do you think De'Aaron is to being maybe what some would consider a top 10, top 5 player, which he's not there, but it seems like he's trying to track to get there?
I'm just excited for him to see, to your point, Jay, like, where he can take it. Because I've said countless times on the show, just owning the fact of, like, so there's some players where you go out publicly and say, like, oh, I was on this guy before. And I'm like, no, I was kind of out on this guy about a year ago. And he proved me and a lot of other people wrong. Kudos to him. And now it's funny. I was going to share this thing that my youngest son sent me, and I didn't check all the accuracy of it. I think we're good though. It's for the video crowd, I'll show you. It's Steph Curry next to De'Aaron Fox on this little meme. And it's got under De'Aaron 2023, under Steph 2013. And the parallel is, it says first playoff appearance, both of them, 11th in MVP voting, both of them, lost to a 4-time champion in the West playoffs, both of them. And it says, and this is the part I think is accurate, but both were 25 at the time. That was interesting perspective for me, because I've covered Steph's whole rise, and you do kind of forget that he didn't come, he played well as a rookie, but he wasn't a winning basketball player until a few years in terms of leading a program. So Fox in town, I feel like it seems like De'Aaron's been here for quite a while, but he's still pretty young. And I do think that, that part gets forgotten, and that part is pretty encouraging for the Kings.
Also, what wasn't in there? I saw that same meme. Steph Curry lost to 4-time champion Tim Duncan. De'Aaron Fox lost to 4-time champion Steph Curry.
Right.
And, you can squint your eyes. Keegan Murray is Klay Thompson. And then I don't know who our Draymond Green is, but either way, they stood toe-to-toe with the Warriors.
Dillon Brooks. They're going to go get Dillon this summer, right?
You've got to calm down on that one, pal. Hey, you know what? I was
just go get Draymond. Just go get Draymond.
I was going to ask you this. Well, you know what? We put a poll out yesterday, and it was fairly weirdly sort of, but overwhelming that this fan base, despite what they went through the last couple weeks with Draymond Green, would rather have him than Dillon Brooks. We're going to get back to the Kings, but since you brought it up, we'll just kind of shoot around. I'm not standing in front of Dillon Brooks or apologizing for him, because I think he showed his rear end during the series, and I think it ticked off a lot of his teammates. But did you find, and I believe it, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was your colleague, Sham Sharania, that first reported it, that when they said under no circumstance. Now, Sam, I'm leaving open the idea that maybe that was a Dillon Brooks camp leak. I don't think it would be, but that seemed a little bit harsh. Huh?
You clearly haven't been on Twitter enough. Considering Dillon's agent absolutely eviscerated Shams on Twitter. I don't think from him.
Was that a little over the top though?
I don't know. I'm biased. I'm subjective. Shams is a friend and colleague. I will say this. It's people, we talk about media stuff on this show a fair amount, right?
Yeah.
People always want to figure out where did it come from. But the part that does piss me off, for lack of a better way of putting it, is that everybody's always like, well, what's the agenda? Guess what? Sometimes stuff just gets out. It's not an agenda.
Yeah.
I know that sounds insane, but I can freely talk about this one because I have not the slightest clue who Shams' sources were. And if I did, I'd be acting very different. I have no clue. But to see his agent say, that he's killing Shams, so obviously not him. And then the Grizzlies clearly putting it out that this is not the messaging they wanted. Guess what? None of that changes the fact that Dillon Brooks was told in his exit meeting that under no circumstances would he be back. And if everybody's in their feelings about the fact that got out, too bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he was told in the meeting. And yeah, the messaging's tough. But that you get it, that kind of a message in an exit meeting, it does get shared with other people. It got out. That's all there is to it.
And it's not just follow up. And this is always fascinating. We'll get back to this. It's not your job, nor is it Shams or anyone else's. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, to really worry about an agenda. Listen, there's no doubt about it. And again, correct me here, Sam, but sometimes an agent, a coach, a player, a camp member, whatever, that's a trusted source is going to use you or Shams or Woj or Mark Stein to put stuff out politically that may help their position. And I'm just not entirely sure, as long as you got the quote right, as long as it's a trusted source, it's news. I don't know that it's your guys' job to arbitrate what the audience needs to hear and doesn't need to hear.
100%. And that's why, one guy who I have a lot of affection for and I think is incredible at his job is JJ Redick. But I couldn't disagree with JJ Moore on ESPN. He's kind of just bemoaning the fact that we have all-time greats playing on a playoff stage and somebody's out here trying to get media engagement. Like, oh, I'm sorry, because this series is happening, we can't talk about any other NBA news. Stop. I thought that was kind of crazy. And obviously, he's speaking on a network where, that story was not reported on their platform. So yeah, you can kind of miss me with that stuff. And that's for Dillon. Them's are the breaks. You know what I mean? Like, you moved the way you moved. Now, listen, even if the Grizzlies, I don't think they intentionally tried to get it out there. Well, I don't know. Again, I also think that, you talk about scapegoating. My God, like Dillon was your issue. Okay. I'm kind of done with the way they're running things over there, but that was quite a story.
Yeah. And I don't know how much you've been able to dig into that, Sam, because I think there is more meat there. I don't, whether he is the scapegoat issue here, whether there's more than we saw from just what his media presence was, the verbiage of how that came out. All those things to me are intriguing for a guy he's been a good player, maybe not great. Maybe he thinks he's better than he is, but man, to me, they're completely throwing him under the bus. And I don't know if there's more to that or there's more to him as to the troubles in Memphis.
I think it's a convenient, again, not knowing with total clarity how much, if any of this, they wanted to get out at this time. That's the disclaimer. But I will say that, we were hearing that they were done with Dillon, in terms of the timeline. Like, it feels very convenient to attach it to the type of stuff he said toward LeBron or the type of stuff he did. Like, my opinion is they were done with Dillon independent of that stuff. Basketball wise, of course, offensively, he makes things really tough as a liability, can't shoot. And, and then, so that feels like that's where they were with him anyway. And now, from a political standpoint, certainly if you can score a few points by acting like you did something to change your culture because you spent the past couple months having your culture criticized, maybe that's a kind of a silver lining. But as a quick aside and related to this, I talked to Austin Reeves. I don't know if you guys wanted to talk Lakers Warriors at all, but
sure.
This quote, Austin Reeves, it didn't really make the rounds yet. I'll tweet it out more today. this is Austin talking about Dillon's comment to LeBron, calling him old and saying that, that he pokes bears. Austin says, for him to say that to someone whose main goal is to win and who is arguably the greatest player ever, I thought it was very laughable. I took it as, you can't be serious. You look like a fool. But hey, people talk. It wasn't really spoken on amongst our group. It was really just a known thing. We're going to do what we got to do to handle business. So it's crazy to me. I've never seen a quote that like weeks later is still, propelling a team.
Well, you had LeBron say the whole thing on Instagram was, if you see me and a bear fighting in the woods, we're help the bear, which I think is a paraphrase of something Kobe said years and years and years ago. Sam Amick of the Athletic. Go ahead.
Super fast. This, not to make too much light of it, someone cracked me up yesterday with Dillon. They said, you ever think about the fact that he poked the wrong bear, the actual Grizzlies organization?
Seriously. That's a great quote, by the way. Sam Amick of the Athletic with us. I don't know really where to go with you on this, Sam. Again, these are questions that need to be asked, but I'm putting you in a bad spot. We're still dealing with the playoffs right now, but we're trying to look ahead with the Kings, the offseason, all that stuff. No, and I'm just saying, I want to ask you about like Harrison Barnes and him coming back, and what do you think? And obviously, I'm not trying to, obviously, as much or more than anyone that covers this sport, but when you look at the roster, Sam, is it too easy to look at Harrison's spot, him being a free agent, and just do the math and say, well, if they got to upgrade, that's probably where they start?
No, that's just common sense. And it's nothing personal with Harrison. And I guess to juxtapose it with the Sabonis thing I referenced earlier, Sabonis got a year on his contract. They certainly hope to give him an extension this summer. If not, they'll try to sign him 2 summers from now. But like the series, that's a guy that you're still building around regardless of his struggles in the series. Harrison, much older and has that slot wide open as a free agent. I mean, it's only natural to look at the options there because, they, like Monty said yesterday, they hold him in very high regard and greatly appreciate the way he's been a professional and contributed and been productive. But now it's, I don't think anybody should, for a young team like this that's trying to get to the next level, nobody should really have the inside track on that King small forward position. So it's like Harrison, and then give me all the other names, and then let's break it down. Free agency wise, trade wise, one guy that certainly I don't think they have the assets to get him, but in a dream world for them, like you put an OG Anunoby on this team, holy Toledo.
Yeah.
That type of profile, that's the kind of thing they should be looking at.
We have 10 seconds, so real quick, we'll end with this, Sam. Based on last night, are the Sixers better without Joel Embiid? Go.
I don't know, but James Harden going to look good doing that in a Rockets jersey again next year.
Oh, the one, the only Sam Amick of the Athletic. He previewed a couple things he's got coming up. Make sure you tune in. You can favorite your favorite authors just like I do, and get yourself a subscription. I hear they're somewhere around $1 or less for a month. That's I don't know. You can't buy anything with $1 anymore, but you can buy fantastic journalism when it comes to all sports, especially, in my opinion, the NBA. Thank you, Sam, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care. That's Sam Amick. We're way late for a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the season that was. We'll talk about the fact that it's the first time they made the playoffs in 16 years, but you got to go all the way back at least 21 years to find a team as good as this one, just like you have to go through all 21 flavors of Fire Wings to see which one or ones you want to eat the most. And it's not just the wings. It's the boneless wings, or as I call them, extended nuggets. Thank you, Jason. You got 21 different flavors there, too. You got your classics, your buffalo, your lemon pepper, your garlic, Parmesan. You got all of those. You got so much more. Garlic ramen. You got tots. They even throw in celery and carrots for free. How about that? Free celery and carrots. Locally owned, locally operated. You can go there right now to firewings.com, make your order, have it ready whenever you want tonight. Just go by, pick it up on your way home. You want to eat at 4:30, you want to eat at 7:30. Boom, Firewings got your back. Soaked in buttermilk all night long, just like me. Tender, juicy. 21 different flavors. Go to firewings.com, find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Firewings, Just wing it. The question posed on the sheet in front of me was this the best season in Sacramento Kings history? Someone's going to make the case for that. It won't be me, but we'll do it next.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings. The coach of the year.
These honors don't come around often, and so you're very appreciative of them.
The clutch player of the year.
Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
And a return to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
16 seasons of frustration. Sacramento has clinched the playoffs.
Keep it on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for all your Kings off-season news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out cloudy with a chance of a few isolated showers. Into the afternoon, a chance of on and off again showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm with highs in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
A nice warm shower is not so nice if it doesn't drain like it should. Well, let's fix that right now. Get a sewer inspection, including mainline drain cabling and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's change this to that by properly disposing of litter, picking up after our pets, reducing pesticide use, and regularly servicing your vehicle. Learn how to protect our waterways at BeRiverFriendly.net.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this weekend at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge,
What you doing, baby? Don't you?
and so many more. Plus a Blue Scoot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340, and Stonies of Rockin' Rodeo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for more sports action? Republic FC has you covered as the club hosts another David versus Goliath showdown at Hart Health Park. On May 9th at 7:30 p.m., SRFC will take on Major League Soccer's Colorado Rapids in a winner-take-all match with a ticket to advance to the round of 16 and the 2023 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on the line. It's $5 beer night. We need Sacramento to pack the house. So secure your seat for the match starting at $17 at sacrepublicfc.com/tickets.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday morning that Sacramento Kings general manager Monte McNair was named NBA Executive of the Year. McNair and his team is responsible for one of the biggest turnarounds in Sacramento Kings history as the team went 48-34 this season, 18 games better than their 30-52 record in the 2021-2022 campaign. McNair joined us earlier on in the show, as did Sam Amick. You can catch both of those interviews right now at SactownSports.com. Joel Embiid returned to the court last night for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it wasn't enough as they lost in Boston 121-87. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Taking a look around the diamond, the A's fell to the Mariners 7-2, and the Giants got their second straight win over the World Series champion Houston Astros 4-2, including this big fly from Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer swings, lines one out to deep left field. Moving back, Alvarez. He's looking up. It is gone. A line drive home run into the Crawford boxes. Wilmer Flores, a solo shot.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
OG, huh? That's who he just Sam Amick brought up.
Stirring it up, Sam.
OG. How do you say his last name again?
Anunoby?
Is it Anunoby? I don't know. I've heard Anunoby. I've heard Anunoby.
Smith.
I think that's why they call him OG.
Yeah. You know what OG stands for, though, don't you?
Original guy.
No.
Original guy.
Gangsta.
Oh, look at you. Popular with the kids. Jason Ross. I'm Carmichael Dave. Our thanks to Sam Amick, Monte McNair before, and as always,
they got it going on.
They do have it going on. If y'all missed any or even parts of those interviews, we got you. Let's go to YouTube to rewatch those.
Or Jay hitting me. I guess you guys were rewatching that in the other room.
We were going. Well, Rachel, our HR person's in now, so we were editing it up. Yeah. If you missed the very first segment of the show, Jay Mars struck Jason Ross
badly
in the wrist arm area. Yeah,
was it here?
I think it was the hand. Yeah.
Support it.
Does Jason Ross have an avulsion fracture? We don't know.
I am fighting through it.
I will tell you this much: he hit him so hard. This is not made up. This is not a bit. Hit him so hard. Jason Ross will be missing tomorrow's show.
I didn't want to confirm it.
Jason Ross is not. It will be just Jay Mars and myself tomorrow morning. You are out.
Yeah,
for the morning show.
Yeah, you got to get
tomorrow
X-rays.
You got to get X-rays.
Yeah.
You might be.
I can only open the bottle with this hand.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'll help you.
Yeah,
honestly, and if you get those results and they're at least workable, we may have you ready. Maybe we can put you on middays.
We'll see about the
at
results.
least to get your shift in. OG, by the way, made $17.3 million this year. He has $18.6 million next year on his contract, and then a player option.
That's a good contract
at a let's just call it $20 million. And
that's in the Kevin Herter range.
That is in the Kevin Herter range. So 6'7", 232. And this is a guy that I think that would
trade for.
Yeah, you'd have to trade for.
Yeah, I don't know where. I think this is kind of back to when we were talking to Monty earlier about the fluid nature of what this could be, and you addressed this right on, Dave, early on. That is Keegan a 3 or a 4? The answer is yes.
Yeah,
right. So, can you find what helps you the most? Returning with Barnes, that's certainly an avenue and an option. It worked this year,
sure.
Or is it move Keegan to the 3, find a 4, keep Keegan at 4, find a 3, move Sabonis to 4. I don't think they're going to move Sabonis.
I agree with you. That's the least likely.
I feel like kind of his strength and superpowers is at the 5, though we just came off a series where he had some trouble rebounding, but that might have been one circumstance. But I think that's the other part that that's really difficult for GMs to assess because you're left with what you just saw.
Right.
And a very specific series that a team had a week to prepare and 7 games to look at you that you have to factor in, but you also can't go, that was the whole 82 games.
Yeah.
So, and would it have been different if you played Minnesota? Would it have been different if you played Utah, the Lakers,
right.
Denver,
Yeah.
in good and in bad?
Yeah.
I mean, what if Fox didn't have this year? Oh, man, maybe De'Aaron's not made for the moment. Well, he did have a great season.
Yeah, he did.
And so you have to assess all that.
1-800-920-1140 is your phone number. 9163-391140 is your text line. No, guys, it is not OG and Unobi. It's not two people, okay? Good morning, Mitch. Hello, Mitch. Hi.
Come on, guys. Long time no see. Hope everything's well.
Yeah, me too.
Mitch.
I think it's the best Kings team, and it's gonna be and it's only gonna go up from here. Just I would think trade Harrison Barnes. I would take a chance on Brooks, and I'd love to see him draft Keegan Murray's brother. I believe I saw it on a mock draft. What do you think? And thanks for taking my call.
All right, thank you, Mitch. What? What?
You would be for drafting Keegan's brother.
I think that'd be fun. I don't know if that. I don't know if
how about the Dillon Brooks part? I'm not for that.
No,
I'm not.
What do you say about Barnes?
I think trade him and get
trade Harrison Barnes,
Dillon Brooks, and then draft Keegan.
I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Mitch, for the call.
Yeah.
Was this the best season in Sacramento Kings history, based on the last 16 seasons? The amount of awards, the acknowledgement, the fun, the excitement, the adventure. I have to say off the top of my head, and you gotta back me out of this, but my first inclination is no, it's not. It's not 2002. 2002 was they were, Jason, true or false? The Sacramento Kings were 1 point away from an NBA championship. And what I mean by that is Game 7 was an overtime game. Had they scored in a game where they went 16-30 from the free throw line, had they beaten the Lakers in that game, they would have played the Nets. The Lakers swept the Nets. Even if the Nets got a game in that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, people have said that before. You don't know if they would have beat the Nets.
They would have beat the Nets.
Three starters get hurt.
Yeah,
maybe they don't. I don't know, but they would have.
So it's tough for me because, to me, if you are 1 point away in a manner of thinking, not just the record they had, not just the role they had through the playoffs, the multiple series victories, people forget about that Lakers series, as screwy as it was. It was also a phenomenal series.
Yes.
I can't put anything ahead of 02.
No, and maybe even the phrasing would be, was this the most fun? And that might be where this falls in, because I can remember this. It's hard to put yourself emotionally into things that happened in the past. You know what hurt, what you celebrated, what were the joyous parts of things. But I do remember this, Dave, in 2002, the 01-02 season.
Yeah.
At times, these two feelings happening. One, knowing that they could win every game. And that's a great feeling.
Yes.
They didn't win every game.
No.
But going in like, who's going to beat the Kings? Who's going to beat them?
On any given night, you're absolutely right.
Also, I have to admit, I had this feeling during that season. There were some nights I was bored.
Yeah.
They bored me.
Sure.
Not really them. It was
same.
The original Bobcats that the Kings would defeat by 38.
Okay.
All right. That's cool. Gerald Wallace got in.
Great win.
They're going to win, and they won, and it wasn't. This year, everything was we've said it before, that first year, the come up is so exciting. It's so fun. And so,
can I add something to that year too? There were also, I'm sure, games for you and games for me. I mean, you were covering the team at the time. I was calling, but guarantee you there were a few wins in that year versus some pretty decent teams that we'd be very upset. You know what? Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
But if they're going to play like that
100%.
against, and it's like you just won on the road against a team that's 10 games over 500, but that's not good enough.
But C-Webb can't go 5 of 21
Exactly.
if you're going to handle Garnett and Shaq. And it's like, okay, guys.
Expectations a little
right.
high.
So best, I think it's but I think it's on a list.
I think you nailed it, Jason. I think, is this the best season in Sacramento Kings history? No, it was 2002.
Right.
Is this the most fun
It's
season?
really up there.
I think it is.
And I think about the 99 season. It was kind of like, where did the group was totally new.
This was better.
Okay.
I think this was better.
I mean, record-wise, too, it was.
You had Herter, who was new. You had Monk, who was new. You had Sabonis is basically new. You had Keegan Murray, who was new. You had Coach Brown, who was new. Now you have the beam. You have the defensive player of the game chain. You have the pictures after you saw this complete reversal of culture in one season, and they were the story of the NBA, and they went to 7 games against the dynasty in one of the great first-round series that we've ever seen. For me, and to me, by the way,
but the parallels pushback with Jay Will, Adelman, Weber, Peja, Jazz 5 games.
Yeah, Jazz 5 games. Well, let me ask you this.
I mean, I feel like they're really close.
Was this series against the Warriors a better series than the 5-game series against the Jazz, in your opinion, or not?
Probably.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was. And I love that Jazz series. And they got a road win at Delta Center.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
Similarities,
conversation. We'll take a break. 1-800-912-1140, 916-339-1140 is your text line. Who's hot? Who's not? Are the streaks still streaking? Because we were all streaking. Will that continue? We'll find out next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Playing this week, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, an IMAX 2D and 3D experience.
It's time to save the universe. Let's give the galaxy something to remember us by.
See Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on the largest screen in Sacramento. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for tickets and reserved seating. Select showtimes in 3D. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and more at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Great team, great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking, when is something too good to be true? When it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in Radio Land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
A car buying that's electrifying, yes. A great ride and go. You'll be smiling, help grow. Get your motor in, open road in. Whip
down. Highway. Turn it into a highway. The Elk Grove Kia peace of mind guarantee. It's a 20-year or 200K warranty. No hassle, no worry. You bet your ask anybody who can turn your highway into a smileway.
Spring is here, and Elk Grove Kia has some incredible offers, like the all-new, all-electric EV6 for just $549 plus tax. What about the sporty Niro EV all-electric, just $397 plus tax? Worried about credit? Don't! Elk Grove Kia's team has over 100 years of combined finance experience. Bad credit, no problem. Elk Grove Kia says yes when others say no. Both payments are examples of 36-month leases, $3,999 custom cash with signing plus DMV registration and taxes, 10K per year, 20 cents per mile, over subject to Kia finance approval, 720 plus FICO score to qualify. Offer expires 4/30/2023. One with this payments, EV6 GK8609, Euro EV GK8598.
Elk Grove Kia.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Who's hot?
Who's hot?
These four teams in the NBA playoffs. Blocks this postseason, number 24, coming at fourth, the Heat and Nuggets have 24 apiece. Coming in at number 2, the Knicks at 29. And coming in with 30 blocks, this team, man, been great. Anthony Davis.
Jeez, really?
Wait, Jay, you didn't say the team.
You didn't say the team.
Anthony Davis is the team.
Wow. He has all of them?
He has 30 blocks this postseason.
Oh, my God.
Why is he doing that?
Apparently, if you block it, it can't go in.
Wow.
He has all of them.
He has more blocks than Marco Bellinelli on Twitter.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
It's a deep reference,
That's a
but
deep cut,
for those
dude.
that got it, they probably chuckled.
Deep cut.
I always like seeing that when people are like, he got me. I like it was a sense of pride when people would send
I'm
that
blocked
out.
by Marco Bellinelli and Bogdan Bogdanovic.
What did you do to Bogey?
I swear to God, I never slandered
remember
either of them.
You know what? He probably followed you for a second, saw you posting about like potato salad recipes, and was like, "This
might
is
be right.
ridiculous."
No, I think that what it is they get like a group, like I'd be in like a group tweet that someone was replying to, and somebody slandered him, and he just hit block all or something. Because I never said a mildly cross word about Bogdan Bogdanovic. I mean,
ever since the incident,
the incident,
Yeah, your don't get injured, bro take was pretty bad.
What? Who's not?
Jason Tatum.
Ugh.
Last night in the NBA playoffs, game 2 against the Philadelphia 76ers, he had 7 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. But there's a silver lining. The Celtics won by 34. So the Sixers also part of what's not.
That's what's so weird about that game. We were talking about it earlier. Like, Jason Tatum sucked, and they won by like 34. Joel Embiid didn't play in game 1 and they won, and then he played in game 2 and they lost by 34. And by the way, if you ask, correct me if I'm wrong, if you ask anyone, you ask 1,000 people, 999 are going to say the best player on either team is Tatum and Embiid, and the other one's probably trolling. And it's a weird series, man. It's a weird series, man.
It is. Shoot the ball, man.
Shoot the ball the right way.
By the way, Daryl Morey's tweet about Monte McNair yesterday was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
I missed it.
Did you miss this? Daryl, remember Daryl Morey, that's where Monte McNair kind of cut his teeth, if you will.
I thought you were going to say that's where he came from.
That's what
Daryl Morey.
Daryl tweeted out, #light the beam. One more time for Monte McNair, Executive of the Year. Your prize is irrationally high expectations in the future.
He would know.
Well, Daryl's also created a hurdle or two for himself, I think he would admit as well. I don't think Monty's getting loose on Twitter anytime soon and causing any international incidents or anything.
Yes, we know Monty.
Yeah.
Big hot take guy.
Monty's a big meme guy.
Yes. Well, we were talking to him earlier. You were trying to give him like 25 kids. I mean, he does have a lot, and he is expecting.
Right.
Dave, you are
I'm just saying, like, come on. 3 daughters? Whoa.
Wait, you were trying to give him kids, or you wanted him to have more?
Well, you just basically stated that, like, he's ready to
cut it
have.
off.
Oh, I took it more as like you were trying to impregnate him.
No, he makes our engineer look like he needs to have more kids. That's a deep cut too.
Yeah.
See that?
Those that know.
Those that
If you
know,
you
know. Let's go streaking, shall we?
I think that's actually a really good idea at this point.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking. Yeah, we're streaking. Yeah. And we're all streaking right now. And we want to see if we can continue this. And everybody is on the J Mars watch, because when you start to get to numbers like that, you pitches. I mean, did he get quality pitches even?
Honestly, there's national outlets cutting in live right now for this. That's how crazy it's getting.
Dave, you were at 2, and you went with. We'll say you were at 2. I was at 3, and Jay was at 9, trying to get to 10. Man, wow. All right, so Dave, you selected Manny Machado.
That's right, not Boy E. Machado.
No.
Manny.
He's a man. Well, good news, bad news.
Oh, God.
He didn't get a hit, but he didn't play.
Oh!
Yeah, he was a late scratch.
Oh, thank God.
So,
thank
by
God.
rule, we're going to leave you with Manny Machado today. So you're still at 2.
All
you're
right.
fine.
I'm feeling good about Manny Machado.
I went with Ryan Mountcastle of the Baltimore Orioles.
Mountcastle.
And he didn't get a lot of hits, but he got a hit.
You know what? One's enough.
One is enough. So I'm now at 4.
Good for you.
But who cares about my little 4-game hitting streak? Did J Mars get to 10 with the New York Mets' Jeff McNeil?
Did he?
The answer is
yes! Oh, my God. He got to double digits.
J
Been
Mars.
looking good there for a while with old Jeff.
It was his last at bat.
J.
got a
Green.
hit.
Look at you.
Might have even broken the bat. I don't know.
I have a judge's question.
Yeah,
by the way, so by rule, Manny Machado did not play yesterday, so I get to carry him over to
Correct.
today. That's the rule. But the Padres don't play today.
Mm.
And I still.
I
does that
think,
work?
I think you should be able to submit another player. We'll just remove Manny Machado.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, if whoever he picks today, when Machado plays, you can use him again in this cycle.
Correct.
Okay.
You have not officially utilized.
Just wanted a ruling that has not happened before. So, all right, I will pick somebody new.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go with the son of somebody who used to hang out on my fantasy team from time to time. Let's go with Vlad Jr., shall we? Vladimir Guerrero
Bomb
Jr.
yesterday.
Oh, yes, he did. And I'm hoping for more and more bombs as they take on the Boston Red Sox. Make sure you tune in for that one, everybody. That is a 3:10 start. All day games today, by the way. Everything's a day game. And he will be going up against Brian Bello with his 6.57 ERA. Hello, Bello.
I have another question for the judges, which seems to be us 3.
Okay.
J Mars yesterday selected, as we know, Jeff McNeil from the Mets, and he played in game 1 of a doubleheader. That's the game that officially counted. They did play 2 games. I didn't even look if Jeff McNeil got a hit. I don't even know what the ruling would be. I don't think you should be penalized if he didn't get a hit, but if he got one, would you? Is there
I simply selected Jeff McNeil to get a hit yesterday.
I feel like that ends the streak.
Of course you do.
Obviously. No, I honestly didn't even look.
I don't think he got a hit in the second game.
Yeah, he was 0-3 with a walk.
No, but I was even on the other.
Yeah, he got a hit yesterday.
Okay, in the first game.
And well, let me ask you this though: what if? Hold on a second though. What if he went 0 for in the first, but got a hit in the second?
I think
it
still counts. Oh, no, I don't know. I think it's the first
Jason.
Game.
Okay,
right? Because there's a game.
That's the game you.
So as long as if there's a doubleheader, if you get a hit in the first game, it counts, right?
Unless you don't play in that game, the second game you play. It's the first game you play in.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
In all I love this. Is really like a fantasy baseball meeting. In all seriousness, because I completely side with Jay, and I think the streak should be alive. But then I was just about to say, hold on a second, though. If he had that hit if he didn't have a hit in the first game, like let's pretend it's an actual hitting streak with Joe DiMaggio. Had he not had a hit in that first game, his streak would be over.
Yeah.
But in reality, he did not have a hit in the second game.
Right.
Joe DiMaggio's streak would be over.
Right.
But we're alternating players. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not just Jeff McNeil for a hitting streak.
He's
Jeff McNeil for the first game he played.
His avatar.
I will submit these as streak breakers in this sense. If they don't get a hit in the second game and they played in the first, or excuse me, if they don't get a hit in the first game that they played in,
yes,
the streak is over.
Yeah.
And if you pick someone on the IL, the streak is over. Like Machado was a late scratch last night, so that shouldn't count. Like you couldn't do anything about that. But if like you actively select a player that is either not playing or is on the IL, then that streak is over.
I agree with that. I agree usually with everything AC says too. AC,
I didn't even get to pick a player.
Me neither.
Oh, hey, hold on, AC. You didn't
Jerk.
pick a player. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, Dave, you go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to select.
Jay's just violent.
You're trying to end my streak without me even picking someone.
I defended you.
I'm going to go with from the Seattle Mariners.
Don't hit me.
Julio Rodriguez against the Oakland Athletics. I'm picking on the A's today.
Did you check to see if he's playing?
He played yesterday, so I'm going to go with that. I don't know that he's playing for sure. I have to run that risk, but I'm going to go with that.
Jason, I need to go ask you on this one. I know I've selected this player early in the year, but I don't believe it was in this cycle. Adley Rutschman.
Oh, he is in your cycle.
This cycle for this one? Is he?
Yeah, that's how long your streak is.
Yeah.
God darn it.
Tough to remember.
Yeah.
Man, jeez.
My streak's so long I can't even remember. Jay Morris.
I think he was like your second of the year 10.
So who are you taking?
I will go
Mr.
with
Vamp. Uh-oh.
Dansby Swanson.
He's been picked a lot.
Yes. I know.
This is the first time I've picked him.
Yeah.
Dave's picked him 9
twice.
times.
Yeah.
Hello, AC.
Hey, gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
I've got 2 words for you.
Uh-oh.
Suck it.
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed. Yeah.
Nas Reed. Just drill it in your brain. We're not the GMs, but the guy is thick, young, and I'll see your OG and increase that weight to 264, 6'9". And he, if you remember, gave us problems every time we played Minnesota. He's kind of like one of those X-Factor big men, a younger Harrell, that kind of player. What do you think?
He's 23 years old. He'll be 20,
only 23.
He'll be 24 on August 23rd. Full name, Nazrion Hilton Reed. I'm actually all in
Good
on
name.
it now. That's a
NHR.
What's OG stand for?
That's a great question.
Orenthal James.
No, Games.
Orenthal Games.
Oh, look at this. I hope I get this right. Ogugwa? O-G-U-G-U-A.
I'm sure you got it right.
Ogugwa. Ogugwa. Or Ogugua. But yeah, I go by OG too. I would OG, which by the way, OG Anunoby, better player than Ogugwa Anunoby, I think, right? But is it Giannis? Giannis too. Like Giannis out of the there's something else on his name too. I forget.
Are you mixing him up with Mutombo, who had I think
no,
37
that was
names?
a whole different name. I know we got a break. Hold on, I want people driving off the roof. Yeah, Ugo, Giannis, Ugo Antetokounmpo, UGO.
Actually rolls off the tongue really well.
I think it does. We'll take a break. When we come back, and that's something for you to think about during the break, is Giannis Antetokounmpo like the craziest tough superstar name of all time? Of all time in any sport that matters in America. We'll take a break. When we come back, what the heck are we doing here? Oh, Monty in the front office. Their big decisions this summer. And everyone's putting out those memes about the Kings and the Warriors. I got one for you, too. We'll do it next.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Hand off McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! The 5-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season.
On your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. CordellCordell.com.
The newest, most exciting race cars are coming to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca May 12th through 14th for the Module Course de Monterey, powered by Hyundai. North America's premier sports car series brings intense wheel-to-wheel racing. And there's plenty of family fun too, including go-karts, a Ferris wheel, and a kids zone. Get your tickets now by calling 831-242-8200. That's 831-242-8200. Or visit WeatherTechRaceway.com. Enjoy Mother's Day weekend May 12th through 14th in beautiful Monterey.
There's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. And at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we are proud to provide our best selection to get you there. Buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Everyone knows that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and that's especially true when it comes to your air conditioning system.
A precision tune-up and professional cleaning costs a little bit up front, just $87, but will prevent much bigger, more expensive, and inconvenient problems later.
We actually replace systems all the time from people who don't get annual tune-ups. They either forget or they just don't realize it's important. So instead of their systems lasting 12 or more years like they should, they need to be replaced in just 6 or 7 years.
Don't risk it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Call Bell Brothers for an $87 air conditioner precision tune-up today and keep your system clean, energy efficient, and in good working shape.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTK AM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your local sports leader in the 916. This is Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday morning that Sacramento Kings general manager Monte McNair was named NBA Executive of the Year. McNair and his team is responsible for one of the biggest turnarounds in Sacramento Kings history as the team went 48-34 this season, 18 games better than their 30-52 record in the 2021-2022 campaign. McNair joined us earlier on in the show, as did Sam Amick. You can catch both of those interviews right now at SactownSports.com. Joel Embiid returned to the court last night for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it wasn't enough as they lost in Boston 121-87. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Taking a look around the diamond, the A's fell to the Mariners 7-2, and the Giants got their second straight win over the World Series champion Houston Astros 4-2, including this big fly from Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer swings, lines one out to deep left field. Moving back, Alvarez. He's looking up. It is gone. A line drive home run into the Crawford boxes. Wilmer Flores, a solo shot.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, so we're not saying the Sacramento Kings are the next NBA dynasty, but there are some similarities between them and the Warriors. Let's start with the most obvious one. The Warriors moved west to Northern California in 1962. The Kings similarly started on the East Coast to move to Northern California in 1985. The Warriors were a laughingstock in the NBA for decades, owning the second longest playoff drought in league history at the time before winning 47 games and finally cracking the playoffs in 2007. The Kings just finally broke the longest playoff drought in league history after winning 48 games. After Golden State drafted a point guard named Stephen Curry, number 7 overall, the Dubs had 3 straight losing seasons. They fired 2 coaches and restructured their entire front office before Steph made the playoffs for the first time in 2013. Curry made his first All-Star team in his age 25 season. After Sacramento took point guard De'Aaron Fox, number 5 overall, the Kings had 5 straight losing seasons. They also fired 2 head coaches, and they also restructured their entire front office before Fox made the playoffs for the first time in 2023. Fox also made his first All-Star team in his age 25 season. Let's keep going. The Warriors traded away talented guard Monte Ellis for big man Andrew Bogut in a rather controversial trade. Sacramento traded away talented guard Tyrese Halliburton for big man Domantas Sabonis in a controversial trade. Warriors drafted sharpshooter Klay Thompson. Kings drafted sharpshooter Keegan Murray. And finally, the Warriors lost to the 2000s dynasty San Antonio Spurs in Steph Curry's first NBA playoff appearance. Meanwhile, the Kings just lost to the 2010s dynasty Golden State Warriors in De'Aaron Fox's first NBA playoff appearance. The Kings have a long way to go to reach the height of the Dubs, but you never know.
This won't be the last we see of Fox. This won't be the last we see of the Kings.
I'm liking these pop
So when's the parade? Next year or 2 years? I can't remember when.
There's a lot of these starting to pop up. Let's just put the brakes on that a little bit. All right, first off, all due respect. Let me say this from the top. Keegan Murray could have a better career than Klay Thompson. He could.
Yeah, it's possible.
Klay Thompson's also a first ballot Hall of Famer and arguably a top 5 shooter of all time. Let's maybe slow down. Let's maybe slow down just a little bit. But there are some fun similarities, and you can use numbers and statistics to come to any conclusion you wish. But there are some fun decisions or fun similarities. And Monte McNair and the front office, well, in order to even come close to that level, they're going to have to make some very, very important decisions. Jason, I'm sure you can agree that to this date, as we've been talking about much of today and yesterday with Monty winning Executive of the Year, they have made almost entirely fantastic decisions.
Yeah.
But 1 or 2 bad ones.
It can derail things.
Completely. So pressure ain't off. In fact, I would argue there's more pressure now than there was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I think everything, because of expectations, right? Going into next year when the season starts and people start to go, well, these are the 8 teams that made the playoffs. Who's going to, how are these teams all not going to make it again? Well, teams don't make it again. And if you're the Kings, you want to make sure you have staying power. I think the way the roster is built, they do. But the huge benefit they had all season long was health.
Yes.
And knock on wood, I would never wish that. I mean, things can change drastically with a key injury or two. So they know that, but the offseason will be important on who they add to this already pretty talented roster.
I hope that the health gods, I hope that they look at this season the way they should, because you could argue that they'll say, well, you're due next year. You had a great year. But I hope they understand that there's a really big misconception that this was a fairly injury-free year. No. Your 2 All-Stars both had broken bones on their hands, and in De'Aaron Fox's case, on the finger of his shooting hand. And, oh, by the way, your rookie, Keegan Murray, had an avulsion fracture as well that was really swept under the, not swept under the rug, but it was underplayed.
Yeah. Well, they played with it.
60% of your starting lineup had broken hands, 2 of which for most of the season. So was it an injury-free year as far as games missed? Yeah, it was pretty injury-free. Was it an injury-free year? Oh, heck no.
Right.
No.
But they didn't have to go through what Minnesota did with Towns.
Sure.
Other teams that had
games missed.
Yeah, significant players that missed a lot of the Warriors, what they had to go through the regular season.
But that's because Kings players are tougher.
And there you go.
There's no load management here.
Well, they didn't do that,
No.
which, again, I know this will all be researched and over time, and there's going to be some athletic trainers and other decision makers that'll probably justify that in that decision making. But I've also said that too. Like, if that is going to ultimately end up be proven to be true, that load management is something that is really productive, then I don't know why you're starting with veterans. Like, De'Aaron Fox has been here now. What is next year going to be his 7th year?
I think so.
He was 18, 19, 20. Like, they can run forever. Well, if all of this is done to preserve games later as you go, then why wouldn't you start earlier? I mean, it's been generally done with a LeBron, a Kawhi, guys that have been around a little bit, but we'll see. But they didn't believe in load management.
No, and good that they didn't believe in load management because they again were relatively healthy. Terrence Davis, Harrison Barnes, Alex Len, Matthew Dellavedova, Trey Lyles, Chimezi Metu, Kaziak Paula. They are all off the books next year. They could come back on the books, but they are all off the books as of right now next year, leaving you with a core of, strangely enough, PJ Dozier. And I only say strangely because he's signed for another year. Kessler Edwards is on a team option. I expect they will pick him up.
It's a good deal.
Keon Ellis, Nimi Keita are both do qualifying offers. Those would be $1.7 million apiece. I expect that will happen. But those aside, here's your core under contract for next year: De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Kevin Huerter, Rashawn Holmes, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, and Davion Mitchell. So, a couple important things to note. Number one, you have $25 million over the next 2 years because that next year is a player option for Rashawn Holmes at 12.8. Pretty sure he's going to opt into that. You have $25 million really sitting there on the bench. That's dead money. No offense to Rashawn. It's just not, didn't work out. It hasn't been working out, I should say.
Yeah, I actually saw someone list that earlier when we were talking about, Monty's hits, and then someone listed Holmes re-signing as a miss. My counter to that would be it's a change of style because Rashawn Holmes, when he played, was great.
And this was a bargain contract coming off that career year.
And he earned the contract here because of being a start. He was really good here. But I think the way they play, the style they play fits Sabonis a little bit more. I think we've seen that. And it just hasn't hit Holmes as well as to his skill set. So that's the guy that if you're looking as a trade piece, I don't know what you get in return, and maybe you're still trading on the low end, but maybe that's a move that could be done by Monty or paired with something else that gets you more.
When you look at how they've set the team up, though, and when it's all on a spreadsheet, it's actually pretty genius. De'Aaron Fox has 3 years left on his max deal, all under $40 million. I understand we're dealing with huge numbers. We're talking NBA numbers, and De'Aaron Fox for 3 more years of his prime under $40 million is pretty darn good. Domantas Sabonis makes $19.4 million next year, unless they extend him this summer. Either way, he's going to be a max guy. You assume it's going to be here. So you're almost certainly going to have about $75 to $80 million a year tied up between Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. Now, here's where it gets interesting. With Harrison Barnes, at least for now, off the books. Kevin Huerter signed for 3 more seasons, Jason, at $15, $16, and $18 million. That's a really good deal.
It is.
Malik Monk, $9.9 million next year. Then he's a free agent. That's going to be an interesting decision. Keegan Murray is on his rookie deal, 4 more years, ranging from $8 to $11 to $14 million in his final qualifying offer year. Davion Mitchell, 2 more years at $5, $6.5, and then the qualifying offer at 8.7. So what the Kings have done is they've basically set up where, as of right now, you assume they're going to have a core of 2 max players. That's going to be the bulk. That's going to be 50% ish of what their salary cap room is, but they have room. They have room to do a number of different things, Jason, including if they wanted to really go crazy and bring in a 3rd max player. They have the ability, whether it's this summer or next summer, to do that. And that's more and more why we talk about these decisions, whether it's keeping your own free agents and Harrison Barnes and Trey Lyles, bringing in new free agents, or signing and trading. The draft. I mean, there's a lot. You get the feeling, though, that with this team, the draft is going to be less. If they have an opportunity to move some things around for more of a win, this is now a win now mode team, and I believe it should be. Not that they should win the title next year, but the timeline is now this is the start of their ascension rather than as before. We're not Oklahoma City. We're not Houston.
What's interesting in the history of the Sacramento Kings, they've been able to get the biggest names that they've received by trading for them, getting them here, and then re-signing
That's
them.
right.
As opposed to, hey, they've got money, they've got a fun style, good coach, good young core, but that free agent hasn't always signed.
Correct.
Here. So, for example, how they got Sabonis. I mean, that's an all-star that they traded for with a year or 2+ years on his contract that they assume now that they'll re-sign. Rudy Gay, pick your player, Chris Webber. They got here. Then that's
they
one
were
of the
forced
biggest names
to come here via trade,
and may not have loved it. And then it's like, oh, you know what? I kind of like it here, and this team can pay me the most amount of money, and I've grown to like it. Boom. And so I don't know that part of the free agency this season will be. Is it a smaller fringe rotation player, or do they do some sort of trade to get a player that's got a year, maybe 2 left, that you look at him for 2 years and go, we're keeping or we're moving on?
The Sacramento Kings have been in Sacramento since 1985, and to this date, the highest profile free agent they have signed is Vlade Divac.
Like, was brand new, yeah. Because I say it's Weber, but not
they were forced
in your
to come
traditional.
here.
Yeah.
And same with Brad Miller, forced
Right.
to come here, then re-sign of their own volition. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NBA, including, as Sam Amick was talking about earlier, Dillon Brooks is mad, and he's calling out Shams Charania. We'll go around the NBA next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
This is that's right. He's got his shirt on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Sacramento Kings shirt. Let's go. Oh, Boston boy. Let's go. Boston Nick got out the Kings shirt. Look at that. Let's go. You went out and spent money on that too, didn't you? No. But let's go.
Cattles and Rami. Weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Ace fans need Friday night plans? Well, we got you covered. Get 4 tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting at just $49 with the Friday 4-pack presented by Chevrolet. Save big and enjoy great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more this 2023 season.
He drills one to right, way back, and no doubt, and that quickly the A's have taken the lead. Second deck.
Friday night tickets are available at athletics.com/value. That's athletics.com/value.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this weekend at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge,
What you doing, baby? Don't you?
and so many more. Plus a Blue Scoot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 340 and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Well, talking on the Pat Bev podcast, hosted shockingly by Patrick Beverly. Good title.
It's good that he gets to host that.
He said, in his opinion, 50% of NBA players do not love basketball. A sentiment seems inflammatory when you first hear it, according to CBSSports.com, where this article came from. But Beverly broke down exactly what he meant, comparing the necessary NBA preparation to that of a romantic courtship. Before you even go on a date, you have to buy flowers, make restaurant reservations, wash the car. And then he explained how that translates to the NBA. Quote, now, can you have all that energy and put it into basketball? Is it watching film? Is it extra shots? Is it free throws? Is it working on your offhand stuff? Is it working on shots you might not even use just to have something in your back pocket? Preparation, how prepared are you? Do you know the coach's philosophy? Do you know what the coaches want from you? Might be different from what you want from you. Most teammates I know who don't love basketball are the really good ones, are the most skilled ones. It's the wildest thing in the world. Preparation is different when you got so much skill. You could just show up to the game and get 30, 40. That might work against other teams who aren't that good, but you can't do that in the playoffs. And you know what? It's an opinion thing. I don't know that he's wrong, and I'll explain, Jason. And the only way we can sometimes understand things, I think, is to try to identify. Like, I grew up, this is my dream job, literally my dream job, doing mornings on KHDK when I was a caller. I know you wanted to do this your whole entire, like this. We are blessed to get to talk sports every day and get paid for it, to go to games, to talk to players, to speak to Monte McNair, like on and on and on. It never gets old. You never take it for granted. And everyone listening right now, I think there's nothing more gross in the world than, like, and we'll joke around sometimes, but there's nothing more gross in the world than somebody doing this for a living going, ugh. Because, meanwhile, Fred's putting, tar on a roof right now, or, whoever's, serving dinner to whatever. Again, every job's respectable, but some are more fun, I guess, than others. But there's mornings you wake up and you go, what are we going to do?
It still is a job.
It's a job. It might be on the road. Like when we were in Portland, we worked our tails off. It doesn't mean it's not work, But anything generally is a job. It doesn't matter, whatever job you can think of. So I look at the NBA players and I go, what? You're flying luxury jets. You're staying in 5-star hotels. You're getting paid generational wealth to dribble a basketball. But they're also working nonstop pretty much for 7-8 months out of the year. They've got to keep everything in shape. They got to watch what they eat. They got to do this photo shoot. They got to do this interview. And sometimes and by the way, their lives are out there broadcast for everyone to see. So I get it from a certain point of view, and I don't necessarily hate it. If there's a player out there that does his job but looks at the NBA as a job, I don't hate them for that.
Yeah, people like us ripping them for missing free throws, or they get
Right.
paid this.
Right.
Like, we all know what they make too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We also can reach them via social media, whether they pay attention to
That's
it
right.
or not. But it's like, you're a bum at said player. Like,
Sure.
really? What? But you can.
Imagine if we had to deal with the press every day after this show. Like, hey, Jason, that comment you made in that second segment, that kind of fell flat. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I thought you were better in the beginning part of the year than you are now. What happened to you?
Yeah, what happened to you? Hey, Brian, the program director, Dave's contract's up in July. Are you going to be re-signing him? And then having a cacophony of people out there that you read on social media begging for you to not be re-signed so they can sign, boogers in the morning.
And then me being asked.
Was that on or off the air? Okay, thank you, Chris, for lying.
But then others at the station being asked about the same. Do you think the station should re-sign Carmichael, Dave? Your thoughts?
Right.
Like, wait, you're asking me to ask about someone, but that's what happens.
That's what happens. So there's a mental aspect to it. I get it. I understand it.
And tons of perks.
Oh, one of the most underreported things about when you're really any major, I'm talking like BA list celebrity, but somebody, for example, in the NBA, they pay for almost nothing.
Right.
Like, you're getting, people will literally pay you to wear shoes and clothing. And oh, by the way, not only do you get paid for it, you get sent everything you want. These NBA players have like bedrooms stacked with Nikes or whatever brand it is, floor to ceiling, that half of them have never been worn, and they throw out. Same thing with clothing, sunglasses. Please come stay at our resort. Our gift, all we ask is that we can put on Instagram that Jimmy Butler, he's my go-to now. Jimmy Butler and
was here
and all that, and that's clout for them.
Yeah.
So it is an incredibly privileged life, but it doesn't mean that there's sometimes when we some places deep down that you just don't talk about at parties, that these guys are sitting there going, wow, sometimes I just wish I could walk down the street with my family and not worry about somebody yelling out, hey, Dave, you suck.
Yeah. Well, and opportunity, right? Maybe someone thinks I should be starting small forward on this team and I'm the 9th man. I don't like this coach. This system doesn't fit me. I'm not really in love with this city. The GM traded for, I was a throw-in in this trade.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different circumstances I could see where then it feels like a job, where it's different than, okay, why did you enjoy playing basketball when you first picked it up? The thrill of making the first basket, or being able to dunk, or having success. And then high school was fun, and college. And then, at different times, I think it can feel like a job, but you hope. That's why I think it was so marvelous this Kings season. I think internally it looked like they all were having fun. And that's Rashawn Holmes, who maybe wasn't playing as much. Alex Len, Dellavedova, to De'Aaron Fox, like all the way up and down. Those pictures seemed authentic. It looked like the vibe for that team was truly special, and you don't always have that.
Dillon Brooks, we've talked about that a lot. Not just him not going back to the Grizzlies, but also Shams Charania.
Yeah, his agent wasn't having that.
No, his agent, Mike George.
Matt's brother,
directed this tweet at Shams. So Shams Charania is the leader of spreading false news and attacking players. Why any player in the league talks to this guy blows my mind. Hashtag weirdo. The Grizzlies also were not happy with that leak, and I can completely understand why. But in this case, doesn't mean it was false.
Right. And I think Sam laid out a really good description of that. He's not making it up. Now, the information could be wrong. I don't think it is.
No, there's no. A guy at Shams' level of there's no motivation to do that. Yeah, you might get some retweets and likes, and that's great.
It's not why he's doing anything.
And that's
like that.
not, he doesn't need that at this point. Now, that being said, might have been a trusted member of Dillon Brooks' camp that's leaked him stuff all the time, and maybe that trusted member might have screwed things up, but that's Shams' responsibility, and you imagine he vetted that. You vet it before you put it out. Want to remind you before we break, you want more sports action now that the Kings are over? Yeah, got it. Republic FC has you covered as the club hosts another David versus Goliath showdown at Heart Health Park, May 9th, 7:30. Republic taking on MLS's Colorado Rapids in a winner-take-all match with a ticket to advance to the round of 16 in the 2023 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on the line. Remember, Sac Republic in the final last year lost to MLS's Orlando team. By the way, $5 beer night. And hey, Sacramento, get out there, pack the house, secure your seat for the match starting at $17 at sacrepublicfc.com/tickets. And by the way, that game match starting at 7:30 carried right here on Sactown Sports. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch today, what to watch tonight. A lot of baseball, a little basketball. We're right back after this.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy gonna throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
ACRsolar.com. That's the website you need to check out. Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at ACR Solar and Home Services. Again, whether it's pool solar, home solar, that's in their name. That's what they do. But the home services, that's kind of what they really want to promote and tell you about. And that's what I'm here telling you about. Other things, that's make it a one-stop shop for you of all different things that you might need at your home. And for us, I was glad we were told about their roofing department, because I wouldn't have thought of that when you just hear the name ACR Solar and Home Services. But they do roofing, and they did it very well at our home. We had to get a new roof last summer, and we did. And first time and last time, that's the best part. Last time we had an older home and an older roof when we bought the house. We probably waited several years too long to get the new roof, but we did, and we finally broke down to get it done, and so glad we did. Now we have peace of mind, better curb appeal, a brand new roof, and I'm sure we've added value to our home as well. But the peace of mind is really why you do it. You've got the roof over your head, but you want to be safe, you want to be secure, no leaks, no concerns in all the different elements, the heat, the rain, the wind, whatever it might be. We are in good shape going forward for a long, long time, thanks to ACR Solar and Home Services. So anything you might need from them, like I said, solar, roofing, check it out. Go to acrsolar.com.
To make room for new merchandise, RC Willey is having a spring clearance event. Thursday through Saturday, enjoy clearance savings on scratch and dent, one-of-a-kind, display models, and discontinued items. Shop the large clearance centers inside all RC Willey locations for savings up to 40% on appliances and save up to 70% on sofas, sectionals, dining, and bedroom sets. Shop early because clearance deals will go quickly. Bring your trucks and trailers, deliveries not available. Don't miss the spring clearance event inside RC Willey.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
When they're investigating, we can't stop watching. This month on BritBox, sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the detectives. Discover Britain's most bingeable mysteries, including the brand new season of Grace, the hit series based on the books by best-selling author Peter James. Unwind with the detectives you could watch all night long. Stream them all now exclusively on BritBox. Endlessly intriguing. Start your free trial at BritBox.com.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now let's hear what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policy is... Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects... There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday morning that Sacramento Kings general manager Monte McNair was named NBA Executive of the Year. McNair and his team is responsible for one of the biggest turnarounds in Sacramento Kings history as the team went 48-34 this season, 18 games better than their 30-52 record in the 2021-2022 campaign. McNair joined us earlier on in the show, as did Sam Amick. You can catch both of those interviews right now at SactownSports.com. Joel Embiid returned to the court last night for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it wasn't enough as they lost in Boston 121-87. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Taking a look around the diamond, the A's fell to the Mariners 7-2, and the Giants got their second straight win over the World Series champion Houston Astros 4-2, including this big fly from Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer swings, lines one out to deep left field. Moving back, Alvarez. He's looking up. It is gone. A line drive home run into the Crawford boxes. Wilmer Flores, a solo shot.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Who was it on the Rays yesterday? Was it Franco?
Yes. I wonder who it was.
Ground ball, grabs it, kind of tosses it a little bit in the air to spin it backwards, grabs it barehanded, throws to first, out.
Little flair, little style to it.
And like first I was trolling on Twitter, it's like my two twin sons, Braxton and Jackson, were watching the game with me, and they started crying when they saw that. They turned to me and said, "Daddy, does everybody show up? Everybody in baseball?" And I said, "That's not how it used to be, son." And that's obviously making fun of people. I'm known to be immature and stupid online. Thank you. And I don't understand. Like, how do you get upset at that? Play the game the way it should have played. Babe Ruth called a shot once.
Play the game the right way.
Allegedly. Yeah, play the game the right way. Well, you know what the right way is to get outs and score runs.
Correct.
And win ball games. And, look, do I want a guy hitting a home run and, like, going up to the pitcher and grabbing the back of his head and, like, doing crotch shots and, pointing at his mom and, what? No.
Absolutely.
Do I want a guy striking out a batter and then following back to the dugout doing the, suck it hand gestures? No. I mean, I feel like there's lines. Do I want a guy hitting a game-winning home run and, like, having his teammates bring, like, a radio flyer red wagon out and just – okay, that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like, come on, flair.
Every team has a home run celebration now.
It's what was the one? The Nationals, they put on the wig, like the presidential wig. I love that.
Have you seen the strobe lights? It's something like that at Dodger Stadium. The problem is like the light guy was hitting them too early. So like the ball hasn't landed yet and he's already hitting the lights, which makes it really hard to see a ball coming if you're in the bleachers. And I think someone damn near got pegged in the head, so they had to adjust that.
You got to worry about the strobe lights, dude. Especially with how many home runs the Dodgers hit.
Max Muncy's
might not appreciate the strobe lights.
Max Muncy's hitting quite a bit of them.
Yeah.
See the one he had last night?
Yeah.
Won the game.
Hey, let's play a game of make everything about the Dodgers. You go first.
Okay, cool. Mookie Betts, good. James Outman from Sac State, NL Rookie of the Month.
Point is, there needs to be
Clayton
more.
Kershaw, NL Pitcher of the Month.
There needs to be more swag, more fun, more excitement. Like, just.
I saw that conversation happening around Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, I think he is perfect for baseball because he's such a heel.
Yeah.
You need someone to root against, too.
You need that. You want that. You want broad appeal to not just all races and cultures and creeds and all that, but how about all ages?
Yes.
And I don't mean this derogatory. You need characters.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you do. It's okay. By the way, Ozzie Smith used to do backflips.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Very cool.
There's been, are we going to look at basketball and go, you know what? I really want more Bob Cousy dribbling. All of this crossover
Why do you
stuff.
hate Bob Cousy?
I don't hate Bob Cousy.
You do hate
It's
Bob
It's just
Cousy.
overrated.
Every single time we get into the old basketball talk, it's like you just slander Bob Cousy.
I'm just saying, like, no disrespect.
Just drag Bob. Former Cincinnati Royal, a member of our own organization, Bob Cousy.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying Bob Cousy probably does not make a roster today.
Wow.
Do you disagree?
Yes.
Do you?
That man had handles.
I don't think the guy ever shoot. Did he ever shoot?
Great court vision.
Did he ever shoot above 35% in a year?
Didn't need to.
Like, and they
Did he go against a zone?
No, that's when they had illegal defense.
I mean, I don't think I like legit.
Hate Bob Cousy.
I don't hate Bob Cousy. I'm saying Bob Cousy,
Like, there's a ton of other players of slander from that time. You just happen to choose Cousy all the time.
He's like the greatest ever. It's like, listen, I understand it's a different.
He won 29 rings in 27 years. Like, how is he not?
No, I get that. I mean, and his nickname was Coos, which is kind of funny. But like, honestly, I don't know. Fine, you're Big Bob. Why don't you?
No, I just don't hate Bob Cousy the way you do. That's all.
He's a Bob's big boy.
Right? I just listen. Who is saying I want more? John Havlicek. How about that?
Did you see there was a comparison, a side by side of his accomplishments with Michael Jordan's the other day?
Havlicek.
If you just go off of like that, like Havlicek is basically better than Jordan.
What?
Seriously, I'd have to find it, but it was crazy.
Nobody's wanting that more than awesome dunks and sick crossovers and like behind that. Like, has Flash hurt the NBA? No. And it's like akin to this whole baseball argument. It's kind of akin to the whole Steph Curry is ruining the game. Like, I think Steph Curry is ruining basketball is one of the most incredibly interesting sports arguments of the last 25 years. Because you know what? He kind of is, but not for the reasons people think. Steph Curry has sort of, well, not ruined is the wrong word. He has hurt basketball in the following, because way too many people think they're Steph Curry. Yeah. And they're not. Right. Steph Curry is amazing for basketball, but you've got little Billy LaChance playing in 8th grade that's like, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Brick.
Well, and little Billy LaChance has a better chance of doing that than a windmill 360.
Yes.
Somebody needs to tell Billy LaChance he's trash and his dream is over.
But that's the thing. It won't be his parents.
Offspring of Bob Cousy.
Right. It's not going to be his parents.
So now you hate Bob Cousy too.
Just say it.
Billy does.
Bob Cousy played for the Kings.
Royals
in 69.
Coached him.
Player coach or just coach?
I think he was coach and then like made those appearances to sell tickets. It's one of those moves.
Semi-pro?
Yeah. No, 100%. NBA was
great movie.
Crazy in the late 60s, early 70s.
Shot 33% for him. Actually, maybe it's not Cousy I'm thinking of because he shot like 70% in 1953. There's somebody else that's like really good that like never
super happy we're citing
Jerry
Mark.
West. No, it was somebody like
Jerry
that
West was
though
pretty good.
that like was terrible shooting percentage wise. I'm just saying, no disrespect to those players, but anytime we get this generational thing,
yeah,
it's like shut up. And by the way, 55 years from now, the players today is gonna be like, well, that was cute, that LeBron James guy. But
yeah,
look,
he was kind of athletic, but look at this guy now. You're like,
right. Look at, exclamation point @ Freddie, whatever
Zion's grandkid.
Right. Whatever the future name is, which is going to be super cool.
Zionic.
Yeah. Zionic Williamson, the 19th. And like, oh, did you see the play where he actually stole the ball and he jumped from the free throw line and did a front flip and then two-hand dunked it? Like, that was amazing. Like, look at Olympic records through the years. Just take a look at any point at track and field, which is probably your core of athletics. Look at marathons. Notice how they keep getting better throughout the years. Like, there's a reason why in the 1950s it looks like your dad at the YMCA now versus now where like these guys are incredible athletes. It's not the athlete's fault. It's just when they were born. Wilt Chamberlain then wouldn't stand a chance in today's league. But if you're telling me Wilt Chamberlain was born, if you froze the embryo and he was born 24 years ago and was 24 years now with all the science and everything, dude, come on. He'd be amazing. So anyways, coming up tonight, Lakers Warriors. Lakers up 1-0, looking to take a 2-0 lead at Golden State.
Wilt Chamberlain versus Rick Barry.
Right. Nobody shoots underhanded free throws anymore either. I mean, come on.
There's some guys that probably should.
You
forgot to mention Mariners and A's.
Day baseball.
Oh, I did forget it. Are we carrying it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a day game. How many people will be there?
Ooh.
Midweek.
I think last night was 20.
Well,
Hold on.
I'll
Let me get the attendance last night. It was 2685.
Yeah, I guarantee you the announced attendance will be somewhere around 2,200 or above.
2213.
Yeah, they're not going below 2,000.
2213, Jason. That's what you got? All right.
News and notes, celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies and a crosstalk. All coming up right after those.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, it's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer, but don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Playing this week, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, an IMAX 2D and 3D experience.
It's time to save the universe.
Let's give the galaxy something to remember us by.
See Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on the largest screen in Sacramento. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for tickets and reserved seating. Select showtimes in 3D. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and more at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
When you're ready to get properly fitted for golf clubs, join the thousands of Northern California golfers who visited the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio. Players of all abilities found the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers answers to questions about golf club fitting. You'll find a professional staff of fitters, major equipment brands, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan. See for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Call 916-808-2531 to schedule your fitting. 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Looking for more sports action? Republic FC has you covered as the club hosts another David versus Goliath showdown at Heart Health Park. On May 9th at 7:30 p.m., SRFC will take on Major League Soccer's Colorado Rapids in a winner-take-all match with a ticket to advance to the round of 16 in the 2023 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on the line. It's $5 beer night. We need Sacramento to pack the house, so secure your seat for the match starting at $17 at sacrepublicfc.com/tickets. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross.
As we welcome Kyle and soon to be Chris Watkins. I mean, Chris Watkins right now, but soon we'll be welcoming him in as well. And we'll all be gathered around the old style radio, maybe have a fire going if the weather stays like this, to listen to the Sac Republic take on the MLS's Colorado Rapids, or as it says on this read, the MSL's Colorado Rapids.
That's a better name.
Colorado is pretty dope, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Weren't you a Colorado?
That's very strong.
That's actually really well done.
I love that.
7:30 May 9th, Sactown Sports. Look for more sports action. Republic FC has you covered. The club hosts yet another David versus Goliath
showdown at
Heart Health Park. Yeah, right here on May 9th at 7:30 p.m.
Now I got it right here.
Yeah, what happens, Kyle?
Well, that's when Sac Republic FC will take on Major League Soccer's Colorado Rapids in a winner-take-all match with a ticket to advance to the round of 16 in the 2023 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on the line. Hey, what night is that, Chris?
It's $5 beer night.
Oh!
Yeah. We're going to need Sacramento to pack the house. Secure your seats for the match starting at $17 right now at sacrepublicfc.com/tickets.
It says .com.
Well,
it does.
COME.
It does.
Not Ron Burgundy.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
References.
Boy.
It does. Facts.
Today
I was not joking. I was not joking.
No, you're not joking. Today is National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, is what they say. 1977.
Wait, why do they say that?
You haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. In 1977, George Lucas agreed to cut his pay by $500,000. In case you're wondering, that's before the original movie came out. Turned out to be one of the best business decisions in Hollywood history. When you look at the numbers, the Star Wars films are actually ultra-high budget commercials. Total box office revenue, $10.3 billion. Total merchandise revenue, $42.2 billion. Lucas traded his $500,000 for merchandising rights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
After the
That's
release,
a really good call.
After release of Return of the Jedi in '83, fans had to wait 16 years for the next film to fill the gaps. Toys, comics, VHS, games, merchandise galore. In 2012, he sold the franchise and all of its rights to Disney for $4.05 billion. Half of that came in the form of Disney stock, which since then has made him $450 million. He's now worth around $6 billion. Which is not a bad return on investment from the original $500,000 pay cut.
I have a question for the show, for the crew.
Yep.
Best thing associated with Star Wars, whether that's character, a version, a spin-off.
I think it's lightsabers.
I was going to say the John Williams music.
That's a good one. I'm going to say Yoda. As a character.
But is Yoda now different because of Baby Yoda?
It's all encapsulating. The reason why Baby Yoda works is because people love Yoda so much, and it's just a very tinier version of him.
Baby Yoda, biggest hit for Star Wars since the Ewoks?
I wasn't around for the Ewoks, so I don't know how big those were.
They had
but
their own movies.
The level of merchandising around Grogu has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Has Chewbacca had his own series? Because he needs one.
No.
Why? Why no love for Chewie?
I think it's Millennium Falcon. An actual generation of us were named after it.
What?
What
was Falcon?
Yeah, Millenniums.
Tough.
That's your producer.
Whoa. I love how you went. Falcons?
But I'm the violet one.
Too. I threw the lightsaber.
And it hit. Ow!
Looks like two of us are going to HR today.
The radio show's turned into an English soccer game. Today is Bird Day.
Larry?
Shout out to Larry.
Sue.
Shout out to Sue. Shout out to Paul.
Marlon.
Zai.
View.
Flip the. No?
On a wire.
Today is a National Candied Orange Peel Day. Has anyone had a candied orange peel ever?
No, but dude, you give me a chocolate dipped orange, that's delightful.
Or what are those chocolates? They look like oranges.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like orange flavored chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah.
We killed the music on accident.
Tangerines are not oranges, correct? I mean,
correct.
Like, they're from the
Siblings?
same family, right?
Yeah.
Like cousins, maybe.
I
They're
enjoy
step-
tangerines.
they're step
I do
oranges.
too.
Tangerines
Yeah.
are just gerines that have been out in the sun for a while.
Okay. Gosh, this is so bad.
I'm not going to lie, Millennium
I'm glad
Falcon.
the music. I'm glad the music is not playing for this.
You know, Dave, you said you came into a good mood today. I think you said it's going to either be a really good show or a very bad show. Yeah.
Oh, we kick Gus right in the face.
Wow.
Hey, this is what gerines mean.
Okay.
Just kidding. It's fine. I'm not.
Use that one again later.
But you're going to kick Gus?
Today's National Orange Juice Day.
Oh.
Oranges and the
I
juice.
was gonna say, I feel like that's copying.
Pulp? No pulp.
No pulp.
A little bit of pulp.
I can do a little. I can do a little.
I don't want to chew on my orange juice, but you ever do the thing when you're little where you roll the orange and then you stick a straw in it?
No.
Yeah. No, it works. I mean, you don't get max orange juice out of it, but
Why do you have to roll it?
to juice it.
I read this thing online. I think I did this on your show, Dave, about the shower oranges.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. You made me
What?
try
Shower
that.
oranges.
Yeah, I tried a shower orange.
So did I.
What's a shower?
Like a shower beer. Same
It's like
same
a shower beer, but a
concept?
shower
So
orange.
you get in the shower, and it's obviously hot stuff, and you.
We did this together, actually.
in this not at the same time in the same shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. So you peel the orange, and like the citrus scent off the orange is supposed to
steams.
revitalize. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
You're standing there like a dingbat eating an orange in the shower, and you just gotta
That's
peel.
Oh, that's so.
And then your hands are
I mean, it smells good.
It does smell nice.
Yeah, that's probably $1 billion industry. If somebody actually came up with like a 5-hour energy tablet that you could throw in the shower and it just steamed you into tweaking.
The sad part is like shower orange influencer on AG has probably made a ton of money off of this myth.
Of money.
1000%.
Celebrity birthdays with Jason Ross, brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies. Get me a Crumble Cookie today.
Crumble cookies.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Lance Bass. Or is it
Oh.
Bass? Is it Lance Bass?
Sure.
No, it's Lance Bass. Happy
Oh.
birthday,
See,
Lance Bass.
son.
Lance Bass is 50 today.
It's Mike Trout's cousin.
Hey, I like that one. That was good. That was good.
Okay, thanks.
It's from the salmon family.
It's a regular gerine. It's just been out in the sun too long. It's going to
And
haunt me. It's like so Mitch Hedberg, dude.
I'll
It
say
really is.
Lance is
I love Mitch
46.
47.
Gosh, I'm
Dave, are you playing?
gonna hang
He said
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
say
50.
50.
That's right.
I think I'm gonna hang out just shy of that. 45.
I got sandwiched.
44.
Ah, yeah.
Wow,
Come on.
he's
Come
that
on.
young?
Yeah.
Was that Backstreet or NSYNC?
That's NSYNC.
NSYNC.
Come on, bro.
I would
Sorry.
have said Backstreet. I would have.
Yeah.
Honest
I
to
said
God.
98 degrees.
Hey.
Let's go with
You
Will,
would have been really wrong.
Will Arnett.
Ah,
Oh.
Bill.
Billy Arnett. Will
Of
Arnett.
Is that Will Arnett?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The R stand for.
Yeah.
Richard.
Rad.
Related to Kevin.
Will Arnett is 42.
No way.
Really?
I don't know.
42?
No,
I
I
think
don't
Will
know.
Arnett's like 49.
I think he's
Okay.
actually older.
Yeah, no, you're right. 49
Go ahead,
didn't
Chris.
feel good off the hand.
Yeah, I'll say 51.
I'm going to go higher than that. I'll go 54.
I think Jason will win.
53 is
Yeah,
the correct
very
answer.
good.
J.
Yep,
Mars for the
that's
win.
great.
Okay, we're gonna go with this. We got a theme here over the next two. Katherine Jackson. Who's Katherine Jackson?
Great question.
The mother of the Jackson 5 of all of them.
Oh.
Jackson.
She's still with us?
She's still with us. Katherine
for
Jackson.
her. Good for you. You're like,
Yeah, you're
How old is
breathing.
Cat Jackson today?
6.
91.
I think Cat Jack's 93.
Yeah. I'm going to say 95.
Oh, Michael was the young. Oh,
We have a correct answer. 93, Jay
Yeah.
Mars.
Oh, he looked
Music
it up.
guy.
Googled.
But also from the same family, Jackie Jackson.
Oh.
Son of Catherine Jackson.
Would-
And brother of Tito and
And
Jermaine.
Jermaine,
And
Latoya.
Do we know
Janet.
where?
He's like the
what
least on the
number it is?
rankings. He's probably last.
I'd say he's actually, I know
he's
this.
the second
He's
oldest.
66.
No, I
today.
meant in relevancy.
Oh,
Last,
yeah.
last in the power
I
rank.
think he's 68.
72.
70 even.
We have a correct answer. 72.
Nice, Chris.
Chris.
Very good.
Big
Did you
Jackson
know
five
he
guy.
was on the receiving end of the greatest diss in music history?
Jackie Jackson?
Yeah, Michael Jackson in Up on the Housetop. Is that what the Christmas song's called?
Sure.
Up on the roof?
Up on the Rooftop, whatever it's called. He says, Jackie's almost 6 feet tall, but no hot shot at basketball. Bring him a basket 3 feet tall. Maybe he'll play like a pro.
Wow. MJ said
Just
that?
eviscerates him.
Yeah, people don't know. Like, there's a
That's
reason
a
why they
smooth
didn't
criminal.
let Mike. Never mind.
What?
He won again.
Jason said it.
He said the
Yeah, smooth criminal thing. Yeah.
MJ talk a little trash.
Oh, like the Alien Ant Farm song. Got
Yes. Happy birthday to Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy.
McElroy.
Rory McIlroy is 33.
it. I think Rory's like 29.
I hope that's not right.
I'll say Rory is 33 is a good guess. I'll
Thank
say
you.
32.
31.
34.
Wow,
It was
he's
a good
that.
guess. It was a good guess.
Let's go for a couple more here.
Huh.
Aaron Andrews.
Oh. That's
Oh,
interesting.
Aaron Andrews.
That's interesting.
Why
She
did
was
that
mean-
just
she
stop
was-
everyone?
I
She
know.
was mean to me when I tried to book her on a show once.
Really?
Yeah, it did not go well.
Like, just like, I don't have time for this.
Like, don't call me. That's not how you book an interview.
Whoa.
Oh, you called?
It's
call
tough.
her
Tough for
older
your
than she
boy.
is.
Tough for your boy.
Aaron Andrews is 41.
It's a great guess. I was gonna say
I was gonna say 40.
She's
I'll
mean,
say
apparently.
Say 44.
She's a mean 41.
I'm gonna go 42.
I'll say 40.
45.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
Wow.
Ex-King
Jay
George
is-
Hill.
Jeez,
George Hill's
X
35.
everything.
It's a really good guess.
That's actually, I think, probably accurate. I'll say
Thank you.
Say
36.
35.
The
Yeah,
Dire-
36
The
is even
die on the
better.
hill.
You know,
Thanks.
I'll say 37.
Could just go under 34.
37.
Wow.
Mr.
Oh,
Hodges.
man.
Even
Oh,
better
man.
guess.
I've never
Fine.
been more sure somebody was gonna miss a free throw than him in that finals game. J.R. Smith forgot that. He just looked so
Yeah, he's
scared at
definitely
the
stand a
line.
Hey,
chance.
remember when you thought the Kings signed him to make a playoff run?
Oof. Tough scene.
Gosh.
Well, you ended and began the day with violence. For Jay Mars, for Jason Ross.
Oh,
for-
like May the Force.
Yeah, right. Like, that's the whole,
Oh.
We'll talk about that next.
Chris Kyle President.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings. The coach of the year.
These honors don't